Hi everybody, Zophar here, another episode of The Realm today. And today is going to be grind day. Yes, it's not actually Thursday, it's grind day. Because we're going to grind some Lunar 2 levels. Hope everyone's doing really well today. I'm still on vacation. I'm off through Monday. Very, very exciting. So what's today? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Still got today plus 4 more days. Very, very nice. Great Red Dragon, I'm glad you were able to stop by. I'm sorry work's kicking your butt. You need a vacation, my friend. You gotta tell them you need a vacation. Don't overwork yourself. I do that all the time and it's bad. I need to take my own advice. Well, hello, Dark Mex. How are you, my friend? Yes, I am very excited about Picard. I will be watching the next episode tonight, so no spoilers. No spoilers, please. Coffee Cup Arcade, I know. That intro makes it feel like eternity, but we made it. I hope you're having a great day. Ah, that's right, it is morning where you are. Well, good morning. Over here, I'm having a good afternoon, and I'm hoping you're having a good morning. GRR says that grinding and finishing are your 2 favorite things in an RPG. Grinding and fishing. I would say that they are not my favorite things. Grinding, yeah, grinding I don't mind as much. Fishing, I'm not a fishing person. And a lot of RPGs have fishing. Like the Breath of Fire series has fishing, and Legend of Zelda, of course, has fishing, if you consider that RPG-ish, and a bunch of other games. I've never been much for fishing, though, but I'm glad you enjoy it. And Bikini DLC, but Nice. So I hope everyone is doing well. And we're ready to rock and roll here. I did not really add anything to the stream since last night, for those of you that were on last night. But for those of you that weren't on, then you're seeing a lot of new stuff. So we're doing a beta test for the layout here. So I got rid of the URL and Zophar's Realm logo, so it's smaller now, and the URL's gone. And the screen for the game is much bigger now. It's taking up more of the screen. And I got rid of those annoying sidebars, more or less. I think there's a tiny piece left on the left, like a very minuscule piece. I'll play around with that later. But other than that, it's basically completely gone. What I really want to do, though, chat, and I just don't have the artistic talent to do this, is I want, like, a nice overlay that's, like, that borders the chat area, the panel area below, and the game itself. And I don't have the ability to do it. So if anybody knows anybody with graphical abilities, hit me up in Discord later, and I'm happy to chat about it. Because I know in my head what I want, I just can't do it. I'm not that good. But thank you, CCA. I appreciate the happiness with the layout.
Secure all positions.
The other thing...
Here we go.
Oh, that's pretty ironic. I was just about to point out the alerts.
Full ahead. Next stop, Zophar's domain.
Super Gear, thank you so much for the follow and for joining the Realm and the domain. Your support is greatly appreciated. That was actually what I was going to say. So I'm still messing around with where the Streamlab alerts show up. I'm not yet happy with where it is, so I'm still working on that. In fact, I hope you don't mind, Super Gear. I'm going to replay your alert one more time, just to see if I'm happier with where I just placed the alert here. Let's see.
Secure all positions. Here we go.
I think I like that a little better. Maybe pop it right here.
Full ahead. Next stop.
Yeah, I think I like that
domain.
better. There we go. And then we'll take Shout Out Player and Trigger Fire can stay where they are. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. Good. So there you go. Thanks for helping me beta test that, Super Gear. You are the best. CCA says that you set up the Mr. FPGA with the latest update, which adds... I heard about that, the 32X core on it. Oh, that's awesome. So, I need to... Everyone keeps telling me, Zophar, get a Mister. Zophar, get a Mister. And I'm just so set in my ways. Like, I just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet, but I'm really starting to think I need to give it a go. But the thing is, the price of admission sounds kind of high with the cost of chips and everything. CCA, if you don't mind me asking, how much did it cost you to get set up with your Mister? Dark Max is asking if I've seen the Bubblegum Crisis series. I have not. Tell me about the Bubblegum Crisis series. And by the way, while you are telling me about the Bubblegum Crisis series, I'm going to start heading back to... I think that the sewers are where we should grind. I think that's where all the levels are to be had. Sorry, chat. Hold on 1 second here. Just a minute. Be right back. Alright, we're good. Apologies for that, chat. Super Gear asks, are you the real Zophar? The real Zophar. That's actually my handle on Twitter, the real Zophar, because there's so many Zophars out there. I don't know if I'm the real Zophar, Super Gear, but if you're asking about the Zophar that created the domain back in the 90s, with all the emulators and the utilities and the translations, that was me. I was 16 years old when I founded that site, and I couldn't have done it without all the awesome support from all of the Zophar's domain staffers. So many good people that helped make that site what it was. Evil Homer with the original graphics, Infi, Alamone, Zip, Stick Figure, who's still around by the way, BNU, so many good people. But yes, I did found it. Thanks for coming in. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It sounds like you enjoyed it. CCA says that the Mister changed your life. Hardware simulation, there's so many reasons to have one. You paid around $400, yeah, but you got before the pandemic started. Now you'd easily pay up to $600 or so for one of these complete in its abilities, hands down. So CCA, let me ask you a question. For someone like me that's not a speedrunner, is there really a big benefit to it over emulation versus lag? What's the, like, if you were to sell me on it, like, what would you say to me as someone that likes casual gaming as I do? Dark Mech says Bubblegum Crisis is an armored suit anime that was never completed. Like Full Metal Alchemist type style, Dark Mechs? CCA says most people don't know, Mister stands for Amiga and Atari ST cores. Oh, okay. Yeah, it makes sense. Me, Amiga, and ST, Atari ST. Makes a better Amiga than an OG Amiga, so for that alone, it's worth it. I got you. So what would you say to me if you were trying to sell me on it? Like, what would you say? Why would I want one? Is this the way out? I think this is the way out. It is! Alright, so we're literally just going to go to Maribia, and we're going to go to the sewers, and literally, we're just going to grind. Because I'm worried about Hero's level, and I'm also a little worried about the magic experience stuff that we got going on right now. I feel like we should try to get everything to level 16, except for the wind. That's kind of where my head's at. Get Hero to match up to level 22 with the rest of them, and get everything to 16 except for wind. I think if we do that, it'll be successful. Welcome to Maribia! Super Gear's asking, what makes Mister better than software emulation? So yeah, Super Gear, that's what I'm actually trying to ascertain, because the people that love Misters like CCA really love them, but having never tried a Mister myself, I need to be sold on the why. My understanding of it is because it uses hardware for emulation instead of software, it's quicker, like there's less latency, like the lag is almost non-existent. But honestly, I'm not a speedrunner and I don't play Mike Tyson's Punch-Out very often, so I don't really, like right now, I don't really notice lag. And this is software emulation right now. We're actually playing this on a Genesis Mini using RetroArch, KMFD Manic's awesome Genesis GX Plus core. And it seems fine to me. So like, alright, here we go. CCA is ramping up the pitch. Here it comes, here it comes. While he's ramping up the pitch, we're literally just going to grind away now, chat. That's what the focus of this stream is going to be. Grinding some Lunar 2. Grinding some Lunar 2. Dark Mech says no. Women in armored suits fighting an evil corporation made back in the late 80s. That sounds interesting. But modern CPUs aren't that laggy. I agree with you, Super Gear. But let's give CCA a chance here to convince us. I'm open to the idea, I guess I don't have a good enough understanding of, you know, why you want it. See, I'm already making a mistake here with the grind. I I feel like I'm grinding Lunar 1 when it's Lunar 2, and I have to actually think in the battles. You can't just endlessly attack everything. Won't work. But we all just... Yeah, we killed one person, the other ran away. So we actually have to use some magic here. Come on, use your magic. Yeah, I anticipate we'll have a nice, kind of chill, peaceful stream today. I normally don't stream on Thursday afternoons ever, but I'm on vacation, so we are. Super Gear, I would say, although this is the one that I grew up with first, like, I had this before the PlayStation version when I was 15. I like the PlayStation version better than this because it kills the random battles. I never minded random battles in the overworld, but they annoy me in dungeons because I get lost. And I also like the cinematics in the PlayStation version better, and I also like the sound effects during battle better. But if you would ask me that question for the original Lunar, Silver Star, I think the Sega CD version is vastly superior to the PlayStation version because I like the soundtrack a little better, and I think that the story is way better. But they're both good games. They're both great games. So, Lunar, Sega CD for the first one, Lunar 2 complete for PlayStation for the second one, would be my answer. Dark Mech says it's still emulation, but it has to be programmed to act like original hardware. Yes, correct. That's my understanding of it. Gonna use flame shot on the dude. Alright, here's what CCA says. Emulation is a CPU running software to emulate the hardware and the software you're running. Agree. But it can only render one part of the hardware at a time, so you need beefy hardware to run things with the least amount of lag. Agree. But there will be lag, especially input lag. And this is where I have trouble perceiving... I shouldn't say I have trouble perceiving the difference, because I haven't tried a Mister yet. But I have played this on original hardware. It's hard to perceive for me the lag, the input lag specifically.
Come here, let me show you something. I might know something about Street Fighter.
Oh, I'm sorry, CCA. I forgot to give you a shout out. Thank you for remembering, DC Bueller. That's why DC Bueller is awesome.
Jesus, you're screwed. You're just effed in the B, dude. That, the death of Mega Man. Someone clip that.
Oh,
the death of Mega Man.
Ouch.
Sorry, Mega Man.
At the hands of Ryu,
you had no chance. Zero chance. Like,
Treating
no
yourself
chance
well.
whatsoever. But there you go. Yeah, Mega Man.
I love these clips. Sorry, CCA, back to you. So, FPGA is a different animal. It's a field programmable gate array that rearranges its gates to become the original hardware. So it's hardware being OG hardware that now runs software. So far, we agree on just about everything. But we're back to the benefit, which is the input lag, which I can't perceive, really. Coffee Cup Arcade says it could render every part of the OG hardware at the same time, no lag, equal to running original hardware. Yeah, this is the problem I have, is I'd probably perceive it if I'm playing, like, games that require a lot of timing, or if I'm speedrunning. Not really doing either of those things. Is there any other benefit? Or do you think I'd really notice casual gaming? And we're doing really well, DC Bueller. We are grinding out Lunar 2 right now. After last night, I decided that we're not going to go through the rest of this game under-leveled. We're just not doing it. Especially later on when we get to this certain boss that... Well, there's two bosses, actually, that are ridiculous. I'm one of them. But the other one is coming up probably... We're probably about 5 to 6 hours away from the other one, the one I'm talking about. Not counting today's grind, by the way. This does not count. This is going to take a while. What do we want Ronfar to do here? I could do Risk Roulette. It's such a dangerous spell. Now we'll just do that. On again. Gonna do the flame shot. Oh, are you moving, Coffee Cup Arcade? You still moving? They're all running away. This might be harder than I thought to grind if the enemies keep running away from me. Super Gear thinks software emulation is much cheaper than hardware. Well, of course, that goes without saying. Agreed. Coffee Cup Card says you support Mister because it's an Intel dev board, and the rest was all username. It's a movement to get away from software emulation and bring it back to being hardware again. No company runs this, so it's very Wild West. Yeah, this is like where I'm just not... Like, okay. So if I really want to get back to hardware, I'll just run it on the original hardware. If I'm gonna emulate it, for me, this is just me, I don't know. Like, you know what I really want to do, CCA, to be honest, if I'm really gonna know, is like, I want to have my software emulation on the left, so let's say this right here, I take RetroArch, and then on the right, I have the Mister, and I play games in both to see if I can perceive the difference. Because it's hard for me to say I can't perceive a difference when I'm not, like, side-by-siding it. It's just, like, to me, like, right now, like, I'll tell you what is annoying. If I try playing this game in OBS, like, OBS has a little bit of a lag time between the game itself and when it gets to the screen. This I can see lag. But when I'm watching it over here, where the Genesis Mini is connected directly to it, I have the pass-through going, I don't feel any input lag. Like, to me, I'm pressing the button and it's doing the thing. I don't feel it. And that's RetroArch. Yeah, Sprout PDX, I would agree. When I returned, you know, after a very long absence from the Zophar's domain days, I was amazed at how much better software emulation had gotten. One of the reasons I started Zophar's domain is because a lot of my systems just stopped working around that time. Like, my Sega CD didn't work and couldn't play Lunar anymore, and I didn't feel like spending $300 on a Sega CD. And the irony is, by the time I left in 2000, you know, when I transferred ownership of Zophar's domain, Sega CD emulation still wasn't in existence. It didn't work. Like, there was none yet. And then I came back 20 years later, and I'm like, wow, everything's working now. It's like, it's all great. Like, it's like, feels like the original hardware to me. So, you know, it's, I'd want to, CCA, I would definitely want to, like, yeah, and I got to remember too, CCA, you're a game dev, so, you know, obviously, you're gonna notice a lot of this stuff. I would want to try them side by side, I think. I think that is really going to be the real test for me, is can I really feel it when they're next to each other? And I'm like, oh, you know what? There is a difference here. Ooh. Because I do want it to be accurate. Like, that's, you know, the more accurate, the more of what the developers intended, right? So, GR started your Breath of Fire 2 something the music. I wish this... Sorry, I don't know what it decided to censor out on you there. I wish the stats per level were randomized, though. Yeah, I beat Breath of Fire 1. I never beat 2, interestingly enough. Darkmech says, hardware I'm used for purists that want to say they're playing on hardware. Well, I mean, I don't necessarily know that's it either. Like, I believe Coffee Cup Arcade perceives the difference. Like, there is one. I just don't know that I would. I'm not sure. Coffee Cup Arcade says you would see a difference with one simple game. Final Soldier on the PC Engine. Try for a high score, 2-minute run on emulation, and try it at FPGA. You'll 100% see the difference. Pokemon games, you'd see no difference. Twitchy games, arcade-style games, it's night and day. Yeah, that's the thing. I think it's going to come down to what kind of game you play. Hey, Pickery Kirby. Thanks. We definitely shall enjoy the stream today. As we grind away. You've got 4 Raspberry Pis in the house, Android-based ME systems, OG systems, Alienware gaming PCs running everything. Alienware is awesome. That's all great, but playing on FPGA is like playing on OG hardware in the way that it plays. It's freaking awesome, and if you have the money, I recommend one. If emulation's good enough, you'll be happy with that. Well, that's the thing, CCA. I don't know if emulation's good enough. Because I don't know anyone that has one, like, personally. And, like, I could watch someone stream it, but that doesn't tell me anything. Like, I need to sit down with a controller and try it. So I'm not ruling it out. I would say that you have intrigued me. Not necessarily convinced yet, but enough to want to research the cost. It's like that scene in what was that movie, The Prestige, with David Bowie, where he's like, have you considered the cost? Money is no object. Perhaps not. But have you considered the cost? Yes, what Darkmech said. Field Programmable Gate Array. It is basically, my understanding, Coffee Cup Arcade knows far, far more about it than I do, is that it's hardware that's programmable to be, not act like, but actually be other hardware. Like it rearranges the pathways on the chips. Like, it's wild. It's a neat concept. I just really want to. I really want to get in front of one and try it myself. That's what I want to do. CCA. I changed my mind on what I just said. You have convinced me to try it. I want to try it now. I don't know how I will do that without spending exorbitant amounts of money. I shouldn't say exorbitant, but more money than I would normally consider spending. But I kind of want to try it, so I think I'm going to start looking around for good pricing. Do you buy it all as like do they sell the Mister, here's all the hardware, or do you have to buy all the pieces and put it together yourself, or like how do you get into it, CCA? Hope you don't mind me calling you CCA, by the way. Coffee Cup Arcade's an awesome name. I'm just lazy today. How we doing on Magic Experience here? Okay, we're doing pretty well. So let's get chance to 11. It got a bit pricier during the pandemic, yup, but you would still buy it. I remember buying the Neo Geo for $800, and this can do that, and everything else that's worth it. So I also didn't buy a Neo Geo because I couldn't convince my parents to spend. At the time, I remember it being $650 where I was, and that was just out of the question. The most I ever got them to spend on a game system for me, Coffee Cup Arcade, was the Sega Saturn. When it came out, I got them to spend $399 on it. And it was such a surprise. I remember just one day the Saturn was out. I'm like, wait, the Saturn's out? What happened? And that was a whole controversy in itself. Let's do some chance dice, and we'll do a little needle steppy step, and we'll do a little ice arrow. Oh, I'm sorry, CCA. The filter filters out URLs. Is what Darkmax just pasted what you were trying to say? RetroRGB.com/Mister. Oh, literally, Retro RGB will... Okay. This shows you how to build everything. Zophar set up. Very interesting. MrAddon.com. MrAddon.com. Like this Coffee Cup Arcade? This URL right here? Oh, I see it now. That's cool. Appreciate that. I'll look into it. Oh, here was frozen. How'd that happen? The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles got me, chat. They got me. Let's do a little charmy charm. It's fun. Like I can just play around with like different stuff because like we're just grinding, so I can try all the stuff I normally don't try when I do playthroughs of this, or when I do streams of the playthrough. There we go. Now they can attack each other. From 550, yeah. Hurry before they cowabunga! Your friend just got a boxed copy of Chakin for $25. Ooh, that's a good price. You know what game I just rebought? So remember how I was mentioning that the other day that I retained probably 2/3 of my game collection when I was a kid, and the other 1/3 sadly I traded in many years ago. So I'm trying to rebuy everything that I once owned, as well as some games I never got to own. And one of the games, you're probably gonna laugh, I'm an FMV fan. Like I know a lot of people hate FMV games, but I had fun with them. And one of the ones I really liked was a game called Dracula Unleashed. Not Bram Stoker's Dracula. That game was horrible. I did stream that, by the way. But Dracula Unleashed for the Sega CD and PC. And I have the PC version still. But the Sega CD version, I traded it in many years ago, so it got lost to the sands of time. And I just reacquired it for $24. So, kind of excited about that. The game is, I think the story is great. A lot of people didn't like FMV games, I think, because it's not really, you don't feel like you're playing a game necessarily. But it felt like I was playing a game back in the 90s. just a one with actors. It required less choices. So that's a game I actually do want to stream that at some point, just for fun. Like I could probably beat that game in 2 streams, maybe less. Probably 2 streams. Though I don't remember all the choices you have to make, so it'd be interesting. But yeah, check in. I never owned it, but I rented it. That's a fun game. It's a good price. DC Bueller says it's one of your top 3 favorite Genesis games. You kill death, become immortal, and then you have to kill evil to die again. That's right. Sewer Shark. Yeah, I have Sewer Shark Coffee Cup Arcade somewhere over there. Ground Zero, Texas. That was an FMV game I never got to play. I wanted it. DC Bueller. Check-in's a side-scrolling, super atmospheric platform that could go to different levels however you wanted and acquire spells and different weapons, but the best weapons were the double swords. Yeah, see, Super Gear, most people agree with you that they just weren't good. There were, in my opinion, there were some really good ones. So, like, I don't know if you caught any of my Gabriel Knight 2 stream over the last couple of months that I just finished this past Monday. That, to me, is a game that uses full motion video, but is actually a point-and-click game and does it well. And yeah, Sewer Shark, let me see, I'm pretty sure I have it. Oops. Yeah, sadly, the original box is lost to the sands of time, but... Sewer Shark! Just the case. It's all that's left of it. And then, same with Night Trap. I think the original box is lost to the sands of time, but... The original Sega CD Night Trap from 1992. This game was so controversial when it came out, which is so funny because, like, now it's super tame by today's standards. But, back then, it was like, whoa! It's real people and you're trapping vampires. So, yeah. CCA just noticed that DC Bueller's a mod here, and you're his mod. See, it's the 7 Degrees Coffee Cup Arcade of DC Bueller. Oh, you got to work and lurk? No problem, DC Bueller. I appreciate you stopping by. I hope your workday doesn't go too badly. I hope it goes well. We don't even really need to heal here, do we? Alright, let's see. Let's pump up... What do you want to pump up here? I will pump you up. Let's pump up Dance. Now Butterfly dances Swallow Dance. Alright, we'll keep going around here. Do, 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 do. Way to go! Zophar does have a real Sega CD. Not an XI, but a Sega CD. It's in my attic. I'll tell you all the systems I actually own. Really own. I own an Atari 2600, a Super Nintendo, a Nintendo Entertainment System, a Sega Genesis, both models 1 and 2, a Sega CD, both models 1 and 2, a Sega Saturn, a Sony PlayStation, a Sony PlayStation 2, a Sega Game Gear, a Nintendo DS, Xbox 360, did I mention PlayStation 2 yet? PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, a Wii, a Wii U, a GameCube, an N64. I used to have a Game Boy and a Game Boy Color, but I got rid of them both. I'm not really a big handheld person. Gives me vertigo. Do a comment in here. Well, let's try Swallow Dance. So there you go. Oh dear. I'm not answering that. Nope. I only own an Xbox 360. I was never a really big fan of the Microsoft consoles. Just the games didn't interest me. I'm not really a Halo person.
Good night, everybody.
See, Darkmax, your timing's awesome. Thank you for the 1,000 silver redemption of Good Night, Everybody. Appropriately redeemed. Although it was in reference to yourself. To your own joke. Wah, 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 wah. That's like if I went on Wikipedia and I added an entry for Zophar's domain for myself. You know, we used to have a Wikipedia entry actually many years ago. Zophar and Zophar's domain, both of those terms you could Wikipedia, you could search it, and it would come up with entries. And then some mod removed it years ago on the basis that while Zophar's domain was notable, Zophar himself was not. So they removed the Zophar entry. I didn't care. And then years later, they removed Zophar's domain, and I don't even know why. So now the only entry you can find is on Everpedia, which basically copy and pasted the original Wikipedia entry. But yeah, you good night everybody, your own joke. Good job. It was a good setup. CCA says you stop by modern consoles with the Xbox One X, not gone further. Love your Switch, love your retro, plenty to play there. No, I agree with you. The only reason I keep buying the Sony systems is there's still a lot of good stuff they're releasing on them, in my opinion. That I would say I'm like a 90% retro person and 10% modern gamer, because there are some modern games I do enjoy that you can't get with retro. But for the most part, most of the games I think they release on modern consoles today are just garbage. Let's do a... Ooh, we have Civilium Sword now. Let's go see what this does. Wait, did we use that before? Hold on. No, we've used this before. It's Squall I want to use. Let's do a heal on Mina. And we'll Swallow Dance over here. And Fire Ring. No, you know what? Let's just do a regular frame shot. There we go. There we go. Super Gear's got the original Xbox for Panzer Dragoon Orda. Panzer Dragoon series is good. You got a PS5, says DC Bueller. You're supposed to be lurking. You have Demon Souls for it. Yeah, see, I same. There's nothing else that interested me. Not sure if you go into more modern stuff after that. Yeah, I bought my PS5 because I heard about the Demon Souls remake. I heard it was really good. And I mean, you all know how much I love that game. Got a whole Silver Redemption about it. Got the Demon Rage. Demon Rage! Oh no, that's gonna kill her. Yep. Well, that sucked. And then one runs away. People get stuck in the past. Well, now here's the thing. I think that... This is what I'll say. I think that it's one thing to, like, be stuck in the past, but it's another thing to want to take the past, the things that were good about it, and bring them into the future. Like, I'll tell you something, Super Gear, I'm very encouraged that people, like, I'm watching streams of people playing these games that probably never played these games when they came out, just a thought, and I'm like, wow, this is awesome, like, a new generation of people are getting to experience these games, and it's because of people that, you know, keep bringing up the retro stuff and talking about it and, you know, making websites about it and content. People like Modern Vintage Gamer, and there's just so many good content creators out there that are why retro is so big now, in my opinion. There's a lot of good modern games that exist too, but there's a lot of really crappy ones. And like as time goes on, you're seeing less of the good modern stuff and a lot more of the garbage. Like I was talking to my son about this. He's 6 and he loves playing his iPhone games. And I have an iPhone. I love my iPhone. But like the games are just, you don't do anything. Like he's like, what was this one game called Dark something? Dark Fantasy or Dark? I'm not sure. But it's like, it's almost like a, like think of Diablo, like that style game where you're in a dungeon, you fight things. But you're literally just tapping. Tap, tap. That's all you're doing. Tap, 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 tap. And if you just do, you could literally sit there, you could eat breakfast, you could go watch a show, and just keep tapping, and it will just take you where you need to go. That's not a game, to me anyway. So that's the kind of stuff I mean when I say that. But yeah, I mean, I do, because there are still some creators out there that create good modern games, I still have a piece of my foot in the modern world, a very small part of it. Tiffy says, here, fishy, fishy. Yeah, exactly. How you doing, Tiffy? Thanks for coming on in. We're doing some Lunar 2 grinding today. I'm on vacation. I know I normally don't stream this day, but we figured, why not? Super Gear says it's not that Sony doesn't care, but more like running itself like it was still the 90s and 2000s. I don't know about that. I mean, you could make a case, I guess. I just think at the end of the day, you got to remember too, the game companies. I mean, it is a business, and a lot of them will go where the money goes, and unfortunately, a lot of subpar quality games I'd consider subpar make a lot of money. Sadly, what are you gonna do? Tiffy says a lot of the retro games were so great because the graphics weren't good enough to be the focus, so gameplay and story were the focus instead. Yep, that's right. That's true, Tiffy. But my thing is, like, you can have both. If you're not, if you spend the time, Coffee Cup Arcade will tell you this, he's a developer. If you spend the time on the game, and you create the thing that you want to create, you can do it with modern technology, and then you'll have a game that has a great story, and looks great, and sounds great. And then take a game like this. I think this game looks and sounds great, and it's from 1995, so, it can be done. It can be done. I think it can be done. Just too many people won't do it. And that's why, we keep coming back to the retro stuff. Almost like we're trying to remind you, hey, modern game developers, look, you can make games like this again. Use modern technology, but make the games fun with great stories and, Yep, and Coffee Cup Arcade is an amazing game developer. Coffee Cup Arcade, tell the chat if you don't mind. I don't mind you telling them. Tell them some of the games you worked on. Super Gear says also to make sure that PS5 could play every PS game would have made PS5 cost a hell of a lot more. I don't agree with you, Super Gear. I think that Sony very easily could have used one of the 6 gazillion emulators, just pay a little bit of money to an author, they would have been more than happy to do it, and they could have, through emulation, they could have made the PS5 play everything. So no, I don't agree with that. I think that was a move that was done for 2 reasons. One, Sony probably doesn't think there's a ton of demand for PlayStation games, which I think is also not correct. But 2, they can re-release the games and make a lot more money than making the PS5 play them. Just my opinion, Super Gear. But I hear what you're saying. El Falpo, early stream. Hello to Zophar in chat. Hello, El Falpo. Thanks for coming on in. We're doing some grinding, although I'm not really grinding a whole lot at the moment. We're chatting it up. It's always good to see you too, Tiffy. PS3 would have to be real hardware on PS5. Nah, they can do it with emulators. PS3, you could emulate that. You could. PS5 is very powerful. Tiffy says you can have both, but it seems like game companies don't budget for both. Correct. Too bad there won't ever be a Lunar 3. I know, Super Gear. It's very, very depressing to me. I don't think they ever will be either. I think you're right. Coffee Cup Arcade says sorry for the spam. There's no spam. What spam? No spam. No, I'm asking you to tell... Yeah, tell them. It's not spam at all. I want you to tell them. Darkmech says follow the money. PS3 isn't emulated the best yet. Super Gear. That's because Sony hasn't put a little money into it. If Sony wanted to, they could do it. They have all the specs. The company could, that's the thing that people got to remember. The reason why it seems hard to make emulators is a lot of the times it's the community making them by reverse engineering the hardware. Coffee Cup Arcade, I'm sure, can tell you all about this. If a company that owns the design, the patents, they know exactly how, they could literally hire programmers and say, here are the specs, here's the hardware, and, go. Now, there are certain systems that are just too powerful to be emulated on current hardware, for sure, like, the PlayStation 4, if you were to try to emulate that today, that's difficult. But on the other hand, you don't need to emulate the PlayStation 4 if you have a PlayStation 5, which natively plays PlayStation 4 games. So, it's basically, hey there, Franzel. It comes down to the search for more money. You're absolutely right. So look at those games, everybody. See all the games that Coffee Cup Arcade is pasting in here? Those are all games that he's worked on. Isn't that awesome? So, for me, there's so many good games there. But the Eye of the Beholder series on PC are some of my favorites. The Sega CD version, actually, I think is really good, too. And that has a really kicking-ass soundtrack from Kishiro from Streets of Rage. It is very awesome. Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money. Alright. We got grind. We're not grinding. Gotta grind. We're actually doing really well considering Hero already got a level. And how much magic? 3346. Nah, we got a little more to go. There's gonna come a point where they're all gonna start running away from us. Like, see, it's already happening. And when that happens, we're probably gonna have to move on to some other area and grind there. But just that you get so much magic experience here that I think it would be foolish of me not to, you know, try. Here. Alright, so Swallow Dance. I still don't know what Swallow Dance does. I haven't been watching. Let's go see. Let's go watch Swallow Dance. Hey there, Maverick Kanissa, how you doing? Nah. It's not, it's okay, I guess. And the sequel, Spaceballs 3, The Search for Spaceballs 2. Coffee Cup Arcade, you're working with Yuzo Koshiro on Amazon Training Road right now? That's so awesome! Yeah, I heard about that. Let me know when that's finished. Yuzo Koshiro is awesome. His soundtracks are amazing. Super Gear says people didn't go crazy mad when GameCube didn't support N64, SNES, and NES. Well, I think that was more of an understood thing. Like, the GameCube uses discs. All those systems used cartridges of different sizes and, like... But I'll tell you what, if the Wii had not supported GameCube, I think people would have been annoyed. And if the Wii U hadn't worked with Wii, you know, you always want to try to support at least the last generation, in my opinion. That's why when PS5 was announced to be able to support PS4, that was good. You know, I went and I moved my PS4 upstairs in my son's room, and I put my PS5, actually it's right next to me, and I can play all the PlayStation 4 games I want right on the PS5, and I'm good to go. And then same thing with my PlayStation 2, I can play all my PS2 and PS1 games. So literally, I can have two systems that play 4 systems worth of games. PS5 and PS2 for PS1, PS2, PS4, PS5. I skipped the PS3, I didn't think it was as good as the 360 compared. So that was me. Alright, here we go. Chance dice. Do a little needle steppy step. Do a little flame shotty shot. At the time of GameCube's release, emulation was still in its infancy. That is correct. Franzo says, which is why PS2 is huge as it supported PS1. Also correct. Dark Mech says, so you find yourself using more magic because you're not spending magic XP to save? I find myself being able to level up the magic experience more because I'm not using it to save. But on the other hand, I was up until today, Dark Mechs, I was really running through this game. It might not have felt like it because I was getting lost a lot, but I was also talking a lot. So I think this is like us equalizing, getting back to where the game wants you to be at this point, I would say. Coffee Cup Arcade, that sounds like a really great, that sounds like a really great poll question. I feel like we should do a poll. Hey, CCA, let me ask you a question. Would you be interested in modding for Zophar's ROM on days you're here? Allow me to be super forward. It's in my head. I meant to ask you this the other day. Tiffy says you don't know, like, further backwards compatibility. Coffee Cup Arcade sounds like a coffee house arcade place. Oh boy. Don't let DC Bueller hear you say that. He might remember, he says he lurks, but he, like, kinda lurks. He lurks like, oh hey Shining Moogie! How you doing? We're doing really well, actually. Here, Coffee Cup Arcade. If you want to go set that poll, you are now a mod of Zophar's Realm. Congratulations. Shining Moogie. So, we need to give you a shout out, by the way. For those that don't know, Shining Moogie is the creator of the amazing ShiningForceCentral.com. Which actually, years ago, used to be part of,
Nothing.
It was sub-hosted by Zophar's domain. So if you've ever
nothing going on here.
Wanted to search for any kind of Shining anything, walkthroughs,
maybe
maps,
a little bit of cheating
whatever,
going on here.
you probably use ShiningForceCentral.com at one point.
Alright, here we go.
And that's Shining Mugi right there. No, no, no. You are the legend, Shiny Mugi. I just made a site that had a bunch of emulators. You had some amazing content. I still do. That's the other thing. You still do. You've been running that site for decades now. Alright, so we'll keep grinding here. I feel like we still got some more juice to squeeze here. Mainly for the magic experience. In fact, let's go up chance right now. Alright, so let's see. What else do we have to... Remember, the goal is we want to try to get everything to 16 at some point. Except for... We don't really care about wound right now. So we'll do 2 more for chance, I think. Aw, Shiny Mugi. I appreciate you. Puffy Cup Arcade feels so special, loves your website. Yeah, Shining Mugi is amazing. You took a look early and realized you had been there before for info. That's awesome. See? You know, it's the 7 degrees of something. Maybe... Wait a second here. Why did I do that? I should have done the one in the middle. See? This is my point. DC Bueller's not really lurking. He's lurking. DC Bueller never really lurks. DC Bueller reminds me DC Bueller probably sleeps with like one eye open, like this, and like you literally can't like make a single noise, or else DC Bueller will see you and hear you. The alarms will go off.
Call-ins recreated right now in front of me.
I got it! I got it!
Darkmax, thank you so much for the tier 1 gift sub to Shining Mugi. Your support of the realm and the domain is appreciated. Mugi, enjoy the gift sub. By the way, this is the part of the new layout we were talking about that I can't quite square, which is to say that the shout-out player and the alerts are on top of each other. So I really feel like one of them should move over to where the game window is. But yeah, Coffee Cup Arcade. If you want to make a poll asking your question about the game systems, I think that would be an awesome poll to ask. And I will start it off by saying, let's see. You asked the question, what was my favorite console computer ever released? So my favorite console was the Sega Genesis. And my favorite computer, ooh, that's a tough one. I don't know, I just like building PCs in the 90s. So I would say my favorite computer was the ones that I would build consisting of x86 processors. So that would be my answer. That was a good clip, by the way. Let's do Needle Step. Let's do... we'll do Flame Shot. Nightbot, you have one job. What did Nightbot do? Oh, that. It's because you put the ad in there. Streameries. Yeah, Shining Mugi has some awesome streams. What was that one game? Cyberpunk, I think you were playing recently? I was watching some of those streams. And I think you started Red Dead Redemption recently too, right? You totally didn't hurt yourself falling out of that chair. Can they be stacked so they block the chat? We do get a separate version of chat. So right now they are stocked to block the chat. So like here, I'll show you. So like let's say I'm gonna use Super Gear again. I'm gonna redo his alert. So here's Super Gear's follow.
Secure all positions.
Right?
Here
and
we
then
go.
if you do a shout out, so we'll do DC Bueller again.
Full ahead. Next stop, Zophar's domain.
So you see what happens? So I have the alert on top of the shout out player.
No.
But I'm thinking maybe it would be better if the shout-out player was this way, blocking a part of the game screen in the corner. But the whole thing was a lot of the chat, we were taking feedback the other day. Oh, I know what game that is. My son played that game. What the heck's that called? Something Neighbor? Hello Neighbor or something, right? That game is awful. I hated that thing. Yeah, my 6-year-old tried to play this game.
No, my voice. Oh no, you broke my voice.
Did you ever beat it, DC
Bueller?
Bueller?
Please get down. Get down. Get here. Get here. Get here.
Right, it's called like Hello Neighbor, right? I think.
Okay. Okay. No, oh no, my voice.
Shining Moogie says, indeed, you need to get back to Cyberpunk soon, but you've been enjoying Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2. I know, so many games, so little time. See, for me, once I start a game on stream, I'm not going to stop it generally until I finish it. There's only a couple games I didn't finish, like, and I have them listed on the About page, and one day I'll go back to them. But I would say like 95% of the games I played on stream are beaten. I just don't like to leave stuff. I'm weird. Like, it'll be in the back of my head, like, oh my god, I didn't finish this game, I gotta finish it. We could do this, I think. No, let's do Ice Arrow. Never touch it again until next Halloween. Yeah, I hear that. Alright, so we have a new poll up from Coffee Cup Arcade. What is your favorite console / microcomputer? So is it a retro console, a modern console, a microcomputer, a modern PC, or other? And mine would be retro console, by the way. I'm just gonna wait. You'll definitely play them all to completion, says Moogie, but you're trying to run a few games alongside each other and you had a couple weeks off streaming while unwell. Oh, I hope you're doing better. I didn't realize you were sick. I think, Tiffy, when we say microcomputer, we're talking about things like Raspberry Pis, that kind of stuff. Ooh, level for Rodcore. Whoa, what just happened? What was the do-do-do-do-do-do-do? Never heard that one before. Did he get a new spell? He did. He got Loki magic. Uncursed subject. Oh boy. That sounds incredibly not useful. Alright, magic. Hello, Rick. Use your magic. Nah, there will be no upping levels yet. Hey, JPSHN host. Do you think it means like 8-bit computers, ZX Spectrum, Commodore 64? Yeah, I mean, wouldn't they both be considered microcomputers? Or no? What do we want to do here? How about chance dice? Yeah, let's just all kind of attack the same dude. You have a chronic illness and it's a bit of a flare. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm glad you're doing better. Yeah, DC Bueller's right. Don't push yourself too hard. Like, I should have listened to everybody that was telling me when I was... Because I had the flu last week. I think it was the flu. And I just kept wanting to... I gotta stick to the stream schedule. And I probably made myself worse by just not trusting my gut. And that's why I missed Sunday. Sunday, it all came to a head. I'm like, oh man, I need to take the night here. I just can't do it. But the rest did me good. Tippy, you were one of the many that told me the rest. You did tell me. And I finally listened on Sunday night when I just couldn't do it anymore. But now I'm feeling almost perfect. It's just, all I have left now is some congestion. That's it. Other than the congestion, all the other symptoms are gone. So that resting on Sunday definitely made the difference. Sorry, microcomputer is a European title. Oh, okay. Yeah, you were right. You were right, JPS. Good call. Shining Moogie says the graphics on this game are super cute. You've actually never played a Lunar. So I played Lunar 1 many, many times. Lunar 2 I've only played a few times. It's one of my favorite RPGs of all time, but it's very difficult. The reason why we're grinding right now is I decided, like, I don't want to spend the streams, like, raging every 5 seconds at the fact that the game is ridiculously hard. So I'm like, why don't I just have a stream, I'm on vacation right now, where I literally just sit there and grind out some of this stuff. It'll make the game, it's not going to make the game easy, but it's going to make the game normal. Because I think the US version, they messed with the experience tables and stuff like that. Probably made the enemies harder. I'd be willing to bet that was done. Ice Arrow. Yep, JPS is right. They were micro compared to the other computers at the time. You're right. So Raspberry Pi would fall in the SBC category, single board computer. Got it. But you're right. Gotta look after yourself. So I would say, JPS, you want to play the original Lunar for Sega CD first. I think the story of that game was amazing, and the soundtrack was incredible. Once you do that, then I would play the sequel, but I would say play this if you are up for a brutal challenge, because this game's very hard. If you want a version of this that's very close to this as far as story and soundtrack, but you want it to be not so bone-crushingly difficult, then play the PlayStation version of it, Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Complete. And it looks like Retro Console won out, but we only had 5 voters. But 3 is the winner. Retro wins for the win! Coffee Cup Arcade is also 50 later this year. Nah, you're not. Old age is only a number. Don't you know 50's the new 30? I'm turning 42 in May. 42 is the new 23. Exactly, you're a baby. Oh, another level 4 hero. Yeah, this is good. We're getting powerful now. Oh! Alright, let's go look at our magic exp. So we could pump chance up, or we could go to level 15 on one of these. Let's just pump chance up again. Anger Flame! Ooh, let's try Anger Flame out. I like Anger Flame. Spoony Life. Rest is very underrated and important. Frustration is good. Life's frustrating enough without unnecessary frustration, but if you can avoid it. A fellow May birthday person. You're 41 in May. Oh, wow. We are very close to the same age, Shannon. Don't worry. Like I said, 41 and 42 are the new 22 and 23, so we're fine. We're fine. Oh, we want to use anger dice, right? Anger Flame. Alright, so we'll do this. And we'll do this. And we'll do this. Tippy's 41 and fine with it. There you go. Angry Fire, says Franzel. DC Bueller, who is totally lurking right now. There's definite opposite sides of person. Coffee Cup September. So, Shining Moogie, does that mean you were also a Taurus? You're into astrology? How did that not kill him? That was actually really good, that Anger Flame. You want to see rage? Watch this. And the bunny runs away. As soon as DC Bueller said that, the bunny ran away. What does that tell you? Oh, man. Yeah, JPS, I created Zophar's domain when I was 16 in 1996. I was 16 years old. Let's see. Next level. Yeah, this is not enough to do anything with. So we'll get chance to 14, then we'll start working on getting the 14s to 15s. Yeah, DC Bueller, you do not look 43. Like, when I first saw you, I thought you were in your 20s. Just so you know. And for that matter, Moogie, you don't look like you're in your 40s either. I'm telling you, retro gaming makes us youthful. It's true. It is. I'm not just feeding the line, I promise. The power of the retro gaming. It's like the One Ring, although it's not bad like the One Ring, like how it gives you unnatural long life. It totally is true. It's funny you say that, Moogie. My wife tells me that all the time. I'm like, yeah, so? True. Me 3! We all are. Why we're here. I'm kind of liking this anger flame. It's working out. What did I get? 2 out of 3 that time? Like 2 battles it did really well. 1 battle not so much. Whoa! As I slam my arm into my keyboard tray. Just a moment here, chat. I'm just making a little modification to something. There we go. And good. By the way, chat, if you do not follow Shining Moogie on Twitch, I know we shouted her out earlier, but you need to go follow Shining Moogie. Awesome, awesome streamer. So go do that if you haven't done it already. Same with Coffee Cup Arcade. And DC Bueller. Give them all follows.
Oh, fucking hell!
I love her.
Send my cat's running. And I will have to see whether I just blasted the mic out. Who did that?
No problem, Moogie. You enjoy adulting and dinner, and thanks again for stopping by.
I should not have added that today. What did I think?
Oh, you sent one of the Shining Force Central postcards? That's awesome. We're gonna go out of here real quick, chat, and get some magic back. And then we'll go back in. We'll do a savey save as well. I'm sorry, JPS. We have this interesting filter that blocks out URLs unless you're a VIP. If you want to message that to either DC Bueller or... I think it lets mods do it too, so you should be able to message it to Coffee Cup Arcade. Coffee Cup Arcade, do me a favor. Can you type up a URL for me? I want to make sure that it lets you post URLs in here. It should now. Oh, it's not even a live URL. I got you. Or Darknex. That's right. Oh, by the way, this week's VIP ad is going to be the Tiffy. And that is because the Tiffy was actually my very first follower. Oh, we already added you, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Alright then. I just wanted to make sure then. Well then, never mind. She will not be this week's VIP. But she was my very first follower before I streamed back in 2013 or 2014. I think you were actually the one that told me about Twitch and I just forgotten. Like, I think you had me make an account. Because I never used Twitch before, like, this past December, really. But, like, when I decided I was going to try to follow some of the speedrunners, I was like, wait a minute, I already have an account on here? And then I saw I had 1 follower, which was Tiffy. I was like, ah, okay. But I think it was you. Yeah, I'm the same way, Tiffy. I can't remember anything. I deduce it. So, like, this is like remembering through conditioning, where it's like, I don't actually remember it, but it sounds like it would have happened, so we'll go with it. We could get slaughtered here. These guys are really, really brutal. Why am I outside? Why am I doing this? I'm like totally like not even paying attention. I'm grinding in the wrong area now. Anger flame. Analog board if you want to plug it into HDTVs and CRTs, or digital board if you don't care about CRTs and want the ability for an extra RAM slot. Darkmex, I just saw what you said about Moogie. So, yeah, Shining Moogie, I'm pretty sure is named after, probably Final Fantasy VI, I assume? The Moogles, right? Probably. But yeah, I know exactly what episode you're talking about, Darkmex. Pork and Rom, we gotta kill these things. Do a civilian sword. We'll do anger flame again. Yeah. So Quark and Rom and Nog were the Ferengis in Deep Space Nine, and Moogie was what their mother was called, if I remember right. And wasn't she was like dating the Grand Nagus later on, right? The Grand Nagus, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah, very distinctive voice. I can't really do it very well though. Moogie. Deep Space Nine was awesome. I missed that series. They were talking about possibly doing like a Cisco type thing, like what they're doing with Picard. I hope they do. That's awesome. That sounds really awesome, Coffee Cup RP. Alright, so we're gonna go back to the sewers and see where that leads us. To more grinding. Level 4. Yep, let's do it. Now, chance dice are lucky dice. Let's go try it out. Do a little savey save as well. And hero's level 21. Yeah, we're doing good here. We're moving and grooving. We're booming on through. As Arcus would say, we're spinning and winning. Spinning and winning. Alright, so lucky dice. Needle step. We'll do flame shot. Do I remember these two pages back in the day? The first one was called Jaguar Top 50. The second was called PCEngineFan.com. PCEngineFan.com sounds familiar, but I don't think I was ever familiar with the Jaguar Top 50. But it sounds like there's a reason you're asking it, so tell me about them. I'd like to know. Oh, okay, that's awesome. Yeah, I definitely heard of PCEngineFan.com. I always wanted to own a TurboGrafx 16, that's what it was called in the States, but I never had the opportunity. I had a friend who had one. I remember a bunch of good games. I remember Keith Courage and Alpha Zone. I remember Dragon Spirit, the Ease series. I remember this really ridiculously hard shmup called Blazing Lasers. And of course the Bonk's Adventure games. There were a lot of good games for the TurboGrafx. PC Engine was a system you collected heavily for. It had 7 systems and 400 plus games at one point. Yeah, I love the, I thought the games being on little cards was so cool. Like when everything else was on a cartridge, these were like little cards. Hue cards, right? I think they were called Hue cards. I don't know that these dice are really that special here. Yeah. What's up, Saxo the Zombie? Thanks for coming on in. How you doing? Love the rig emoticon. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Is it? Is it rig? Oh boy. I think Space Created to Win is warning us. Rig must be talking about us. It is 2:30. This is about the time. Uh-oh. Oh god. It's gonna be a bit... His raids are always humongous. Tippy, get ready. Cover your ears. Oh boy. Yeah, it always gets chaotic when Rig raids. Rig is so awesome. He was playing all... Oh, here he comes! Here he comes! Rig raid! Welcome on in, Raiders! Rig, thank you for the raid! Oh my god! You can't see what's going on! Oh boy, thank you for the raid. Welcome on in, Raiders. I'm Zophar. I created a website in the 90s called Zophar's Domain. And now we're playing and grinding some Lunar 2. And it is getting crazy in here. Rig, were you playing some Ultima 9? Same as I saw you playing last night? Oh, man. Oh, God, and we got a hype train, too. Oh, noes. You know what that means, chat. There's only one thing we can do when a hype train starts. It means we gotta get the hype going with some hype train music.
I can no longer think. This is a very hard part of the game. I'm gonna ban
Oh, God.
you guys to keep this up. Okay.
All right. All right. What do we got here? Oh my God! I don't know what's happening. I can't keep it up. Let's just go. Let's just go. We can do this. We can do this. Good news. I can mindlessly mash A because we're just grinding today. Today.
Oh my God! It's fucking. It teleported me outside.
Oh my God.
Oh God, dude! No
We have a hype train going already.
I am Zophar, master of...
Never thought I'd hear the El Dorado sound effect in here.
Fuck!
Oh my God.
Secure all positions.
Ayaltis, thank you so much for the 200-bit cheer. I really appreciate
Full
your
ahead.
support.
Next stop, Zophar's Domain.
Oh my God. Super Gear, we talked to you already. Yep, we're current there. Nick Mia, thank you so much for the follow and for joining the realm and the domain, along with Otter Retro, Adrian Bauer,
Secure all positions.
and Lycoside,
Here we go.
and PHCPX2. Your support of the realm and the domain is greatly
Next
appreciated.
stop,
And
Zophar's
Shilrai,
Domain.
thank you so much for the 110-bit cheer. Appreciate your support of the realm and the domain as well. All right, we got hype, we got hype, we got enemies to kill. I really appreciate it, everybody. Hope you had a good time with Rig. Anybody that's in my chat, by the way, or Rig rated us, that somehow does not follow Rig, you need to do this. Retro Island Gaming is the place to be. Fun streaming. He does all kinds of stuff. He does retro
Secure all
consoles. He
positions.
does RPGs. He
Here
does
we go.
action. He does PC. He does point and clicks. I don't know that there's
Full
anything he
ahead.
doesn't do.
Next stop,
It's always a good time.
Zophar's
So
Domain.
please follow Rig. For anyone that doesn't somehow follow Rig, you need to do it like right now, right now. Raspinal, thank you so much for the resub. You're now a 3-month acolyte of the realm and the domain. Really, really appreciate that support. 1289 Dude. Medical Jumanji, thank you so much for the follows and for joining the realm and the domain. Your support is also greatly appreciated, appreciated. Oh my God, I don't know. Where's the hype train at now? I got confetti going. Confetti going. Level 2 completed. Oh my God. God. MP83 is asking, you already follow us both. Can you unfollow just to follow again? If you really want to do it, the alert will pop eventually. You're probably like an hour into the queue though at this point. Darknex, thank you so much for gifting a month, 1 month tier 1 sub to Otter Retro. Your support is greatly appreciated. Enjoy Otter Retro. Enjoy the gift sub. And we're now working on a level 3 hype train. By the way, everybody, while I'm grinding this out here, I am active on Twitter. I am active on Discord. If you want to hear deep thoughts from Zophar or just chat with me before or after the stream, come on and hang out.
You don't belong in this dimension, Zophar.
Lycoside cheered 100 bits. Where am I? Who is this? Imstain.
Oh, my word. By the way, EWitchW, thank you for redeeming the video of Sade. I did not thank you for your 1,000 silver redemption. We appreciate that. Log from Blammo and Micro Twist, thank you so much for the follow and for joining the realm and the domain as well. Your support is also greatly appreciated. Appreciated. Thanks, Coffee Cup Arcade. I appreciate that.
Full ahead. Next stop, Zophar's Domain.
Black Nile, thank you so much for the follow and for also joining the realm and the domain. Your support is also greatly appreciated.
Make it so.
25 cheered 200 bits. Let's dance.
Dark Mex, thank you so much for the 200-bit cheer. Your support of the realm and the domain is also super appreciated. And Lycoside, thank you for your 100-bit cheer. Your support of the realm and the domain is greatly appreciated. Appreciated. Shadrock, thank you so much for the follow. I'm gonna lose my voice from doing the echo. Yeah, you're not kidding. I almost lost it last night trying to impersonate Lun. Oh my god, and Ronfar's dead, but we don't care. I'm not even paying attention to what I'm doing.
Dragoon_0 cheered 1,000 bits.
Dragoon Zero, thank you so much for the 1,000-bit cheer. So generous of you. Really appreciate that support of the realm and the domain. Alright, what do we got? We're gonna have Ronfar do some healing. We got Retro OG-san following the realm and the domain. You are now a supporter, and your support is also greatly appreciated. Cheesewiz says we got the Zophar's domain guy. Where's the 1 minute left guy? We got all kinds of people in here today. We got Riggs, and we got Zophar's, and we got Coffee Cup Arcade and game developers, and we got Ronfar's, and we got Hypes, and I don't even know. I'm running out of stuff to grab. Hold on, I got something.
Right cheered 1,000 bits.
We will stream this eventually, by the way.
This is always fun.
Future stream. And thank you so much for that 1,000-bit cheer. I greatly appreciate that support.
Secure all positions. Here we go.
Dragoon Zero.
Full ahead. Next stop.
And Shilra.
Zophar's domain.
Alright, where are we? Oh my god, I got so many alerts I'm not even keeping up here. Schlimitar, thank you so much for the follow and for joining the realm and the domain. Your support is also greatly appreciated. And Things of Your Mind, thank you for the gift of the 1 month tier 1 sub to the Poop King. Great name, by the way. Super duper appreciate the support. We're now working on a level 4 hype train.
Secure all positions.
We're not even grinding. I don't even know what's going on.
Full ahead. Next stop. Zophar's domain.
Speed Missile, thank you for the follow. Your support of the realm is greatly appreciated. Thank you for joining the realm. Gonna grind a lot, cause that's what we're doing here in Zophar's realm.
Here we go.
Give me the boost, thank for the follow, for joining the realm and the domain. It is greatly appreciated. Now we gotta kill the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It is a gift. Things of Your Mind, thank you so much for the community gift sub. The support is greatly appreciated. And I can't even tell who you gifted it to. Who did you gift it to? You gifted it to the PS1 Addict. PS1 Addict, enjoy the gift sub. And Things of Your Mind, thank you so much for the 100-bit cheer. Your support of the realm and the domain is greatly appreciated. Dragoon Zero, thank you so much for the tier 1 gift sub. Your support of the realm and the domain is greatly appreciated. And MP83 livestream, enjoy the gift sub, enjoy the emoticons, enjoy the ad-free viewing. By the way, we will be adding a Ruby and a Null emoticon at some point. So we're currently working on a level 4 hype train. We're 22% of the way there. There's a poll going, oh my word, should Zophar sing more? Should I remove the singing's point redemption? Because I seem to like to sing even when I'm not redeemed. Alright, we got the fire. We're gonna do some flame shots. We're gonna hit this dude right here. Coffee Cup Arcade, you love this song because it is from a cool game. And it's such a hypey song. Yep. I go crazy when I hear it too. What game is this? I've never played that one before. Yeah, Nightbot is breaking. Rig, you broke Nightbot! You broke my bot! Wow, wow, wow. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Look like a Doomod, yes it did. What level are we? All sorts of fun today. Yada yada. Yeah, we should just like spam shout outs to Rick because the clips are so freaking funny. Which one's this? It's a Diablo. Is this Diablo 2? Or is this 1?
Mercury Signaler, enjoy your gift sub.
Oh, that's awesome.
Stop it! You're breaking the bot!
Good morning or afternoon, Ibarisia. How you doing? I gotta go back to the chat because I missed so much.
Fuck yeah, woo! Holy shit!
Cerebra, so this is the Sega CD version of Lunar 2, so I don't think this one has the lewd bromides like the remake did, I don't think. I could be wrong though. Right now we're just grinding though to make the game a little bit easier.
You're breaking the bot.
We gotta show a poll here.
I can't read the chat.
Oh, it looks like you want me to sing, but I can't even hear the music! Music. I know, right? I think I hear the music now that it has calmed, and it looks like 7 people agree. Yes, absolutely, I should sing more, so I guess I will do it now. Looks like I'm singing so far. Coffee Cup Arcade, you got it, my friend. And the raid is complete. And the hype train, it looks like we have concluded, am I right? I can't see because I got windows in front of windows. Oh my word, yes it is, alright. So, here we go. The hype train has arrived. Choo choo! And it has docked. And we wound up with 7 gift subs and 2,510 bits completed at level 4. Thank you everyone so much for the support. Greatly appreciate you. And again, Rig, thank you so much for the raid. And now I'm going to go all the way back because you know how I am. For those of you that frequent my streams, I am compelled to read it all, so let's go through and see what I missed. We got Emoticon, Cybertrucker Alpha, I'm just the legend behind the legend. Rig is the true legend here. I just made a site with emulators. But I appreciate that you visited it, and it sounds like you had a lot of fun with it, so thank you for that. Tiffy says Sunboy's losing it, he can hardly breathe. Oh boy, I hope he's not really losing it, Tiffy. What's up, Micro Twist? How you doing? Auto Retro says you got your latest ZSNES from you. That was a great Super Nintendo emulator. ZSNES and SNES 9X were my favorites back then. Love the emoticons from Redski, the PS1 Addict, Pogo Daddy. If you were messing with emulators in the late 90s, you were going to end up in Zophar's domain. I appreciate you saying that. Coffee Cup Arcades welcoming in Rig. Hello, MP83 live stream. Hope you're having a great day. Auto Retro is totally staying. Juanito says chaos. We love chaos. Cybertrucker Alpha, Zophar's domain home. I know all about Zophar's domain. I didn't know you created it. I couldn't have done it without all the amazing staffers that helped me along the way. People like Infy and Zip and Evil Homer and Stick Figure and Alamone and oh, there's so many good people. So many people helped with that site over the years.
Secure all positions.
The old clip being used, nice. Yeah, the SO player loves to find old clips. What's up, Log from Blammo? It is I. Thanks for coming on in. Armin Hammer, thank you so much. That's an awesome name, by the way, for the follow and for joining the realm and the domain. Your support is greatly appreciated. One thing I do want to do real quick here, chat, because we're kind of playing around with the layout here, is I want to move the Streamlab alerts really quickly because it's kind of blocking my face a little bit. So we're just going to pop that right about here. And that should be good. Just like that. Boom. Yep, Cheese Whiz, the Zophar's domain guy, but no 1 minute left guy. We're talking about that. The dungeon in PS2 was awful. Yep. That was the shout out that we saw earlier in Diablo. Never thought you'd see the man in the flesh. I appreciate that, Auto Retro. Thank you again, Rig. I really appreciate that. I hope you're all having some fun. We got a horse galloping emoticon from Nick May. Micro Twist, hello.
Secure all positions.
We
Here we
got Things of Your Mind. Yeah, Things of Your Mind. We totally
Full
got rig
ahead.
rated.
Next stop, Zophar's domain.
Busted Spanner, thank you so much for the follow and for joining the realm and the domain. Your support is greatly appreciated. Yes, Jilrai, grinding madness is always fun, and thank you again for the kind cheer. MP83, yeah.
Secure all positions.
Many memories of
Here
Zophar's
we go.
domain from Auto Retro. I'm glad you enjoyed the site. MP83
ahead.
says Zophar used to be
Next
your go-to
stop,
place for all things emulation.
Zophar's
Awesome,
domain.
I'm glad to hear that. Glad you had fun. We all turn into Zophar given enough time. What, crazy? Now I have all my hard drive. Nice. What do we got? We got Lunas, and we got Side-Eye Lucius. And the Tiffy says you're the only non-gamer in here. You like to enjoy watching games and chatting. There's nothing wrong with that. My voice is still intact, log from Blammo, for now, but only for the now. Coffee Cup Arcade, we have crazy people here, we sure do. Auto Retro Saturn, yes, you're referencing my Shining Force 3 that we will eventually be playing. This was thanks to a kind member, by the way, of the community that sold this to me a couple of weeks ago at below market value, so we will eventually stream this game. This will be after we beat Lunar 2. Favorite console, it's definitely one of my favorites as well, Auto Retro. Oh, you have good friends at Camelot, says Coffee Cup Arcade, that did Shining in the Darkness 1 and 2. That is awesome. Coffee Cup Arcade, can you tell them, I don't know if they have any idea, like, coming from me, but tell them that I greatly appreciated them. I loved Shining in the Darkness. I love Shining Force 1 and 2. I actually have them right over here.
Secure all positions. Here we go.
Charge!
Full ahead. Next stop, Zophar's domain.
Purchased this in 91, purchased this in either 92 or 93, and I got this one in 94. And I loved them very dearly, and crazily enough, a couple years ago, I popped this bad boy in my Genesis. My save game from 1991 was somehow still on here. How's that possible? Isn't this backed up by a battery? Isn't that crazy? I don't know if it's there anymore now, but 5 years ago it was. Isn't that wild? So tell them they are amazing, and I will be soon experiencing Shining Force 3 for the very first time, and I'm looking forward to it. Tiffy says, I am going to lose my voice. It might happen. Or Nightbot, Broken, Doom Mod, all sorts of fun, says Pernex TV. Looks like an anime Doom mod. Yep, that was the stuff. Chat broke your bot before. Yeah, Nightbot was definitely freaking out there. Evalicia, yes, hello again. It is technically morning for you and afternoon for me. It is about almost 3 o'clock over here in the Philly suburb area. Cerebrus Zeraf, oh, that's right, you asked about the backtracking, so no, this is not for the bromides, it's just for leveling. Auto Retro says Riggs chatters break stuff regularly. Graphics look different on the PlayStation 1 version, or am I just tripping? Yes, the Sega CD version graphics were not as good because the Sega CD used the same graphics card as the Genesis, so it could only display 64 colors on screen at the same time. Whereas the PlayStation could display 32,200 or 32,768, I want to say. I think Coffee Cup Arcade would have a better idea of that than me, but I think that's how many it was. Salvo Sub says, yo, Salvo Subs. That's my line, yo. That's a Philly thing. You remember going on Zophar's domain when you were a kid? For some reason, the name stuck in your head. That is awesome. I appreciate your support. I'm glad you enjoyed Zophar's domain. Micro Twist says you played Diablo 3 for a while, so you're tired of that now, but you don't understand people keep grinding that game year after year. Yeah, I like Diablo 3, but after I beat it, I did all the quests and I did everything. That was kind of it for me. Like, I wouldn't play it again, I don't think. But I enjoyed it for what it was. It had a very arcade feel, actually, I think. Like, kind of like Gauntlet-y almost. Whereas the original Diablo 1 felt more like a dungeon crawler, if that makes sense. Retro Island Gaming apologizes for your channel. Why are you apologizing? Your channel clips are freaking awesome. Chaos says Coffee Cup Arcade. JPS says it's so much. No, it's awesome is what they are. Every one of those clips are freaking awesome. What a clip to play when talking about breaking the auto mod, right? Auto Retro. Now listen, Riggs the true legend. His Twitch channel is freaking amazing. I love going to it. Like, I don't even care what game Rig is playing. It really doesn't matter. It can be the most jankiest game. It's so much fun whenever I go there. So much fun. Looks like I'm singing. Yup. Oh, we're so behind on chat. This is crazy. Are there any difference between this and the PlayStation version? Yes. So, Cafe Man, the PlayStation version had better graphics. It had an improved soundtrack. same songs, but improved, except for Star Dragon they removed. They took out the stupid save magic experience garbage. They put in voice acting during the battles, and it had better cinematics. Other than that, they're the same game. The story is the same. So my preference is Lunar 1 I like better on the Sega CD because they changed too much on the PlayStation version for my taste. But for Lunar 2, I think the PlayStation version is probably the better game. Are those timed? Tiffy, what are you asking? Which time? Tell me what you mean. Coffee Cup Arcade says, nice
Secure
train.
all positions.
By the way,
Here we go.
Detector Mankey and Dull Mom, I apologize if I didn't thank you for
Full
following
ahead.
the realm and the domain
Next
and
stop,
tell you that your support is greatly
Zophar's
appreciated.
domain.
Because it is. And Flodarian, thank you as well for the follow and for joining the realm and the domain. You are awesome, and your support is also greatly appreciated. Retro Island Gaming says, I have an amazing community. I think you have an amazing community too, Retro Island Gaming. I think the entire retro community is freaking awesome. You all welcomed me in when I disappeared for 20 years. I just came back a few months ago, and you've been nothing but incredible. So thank you, everybody. You are making me want to do this like forever now. Like I don't ever want to leave again. I mean that. Otto Retro says you'll definitely be a regular on stream. That is awesome to hear. I really appreciate that. Hey there, Chromogram, how you doing? Flodarian says you learned so much about emulation at a young age from your website. Thank you so much for the support. I'm glad
Secure
Zophar's
all
domain
positions.
was helpful and useful
Here we
to
go.
you. Coffee Cup Arcade says, do I have the ability to play Amiga games?
Full ahead.
I will answer
Next
that by
stop,
saying I
Zophar's
have the
domain.
ability, but talk to me more about that on Discord. We can chat deeper, I think, on that. GCar2012, thank you so much for the follow and for joining the realm and the domain. Your support is greatly appreciated. Otter Retro, I appreciate that. I'm glad that you trusted Zophar's domain for your emulation news. I definitely couldn't have done it again, like I said earlier, without the amazing support of all the Zophar's domain staffers. And I may, JPS, get on the Mr. train. Like I said, CCA has intrigued me when it comes to the idea of a Mr. I just want to try it out. I really want to get my hands on one to try it. Oh, hey there, little gremlin. You actually have an emulation question if anyone knows CMU. I'm not actually familiar with CMU. I'm very out of practice. I know Zophar doesn't know an emulator. But if you want, after the stream, little gremlin, if you remind me of that question in Discord, I can look it up and see what I can figure out with you. Auto Retro says you still have your Saturn console still Model 2. So it turns out, Auto Retro, I don't know what happened to my original Saturn. I think when I moved out of my parents' house many years ago, I didn't take it with me, and I think it accidentally got tossed. But Kelsey Lewin of the Video Game History Foundation, who is amazing, and that is an amazing foundation, by the way, was kind enough to sell me a Sega Saturn. And so here is my Sega Saturn, and this is what we'll be playing Shining Force 3 in probably just a few weeks, once we beat Lunar 2. And now I have to adjust my webcam. There we go, that's better. Yay, Nightbot got better. Yes, Nightbot has revived. Cerebrus Zero Alpha played the GBA Shining Force to death. Yeah, so my brother, actually, G. Levy, I think he had the Game Boy Advance version of Shining Force, but I never played that. I only ever played Shining Force on the Genesis, and on the Nintendo Wii as well, the retro version of it. And I also played it on my iPhone, but it wasn't as fun on the iPhone. It's the best on the Genesis. For me, for the games that I played. Otto Retro says you're probably lucky to be on the retro gaming wagon before it went insane during the pandemic. Yeah, I heard about that it exploded when the pandemic began. But I'm a manager, and when the pandemic happened, my world got insane. Like, really super crazy. As you'd imagine, being a manager is very stressful. And so, like, I disappeared from the whole... Like, I don't think I played a video game in, like, a year and a half during that time, which you think's probably crazy. You're like, well, everybody was playing video games at that point. But I was just so, like, focused on work and keeping my team, like, engaged and okay and supported that I just went into, like, almost a survival mode for a while. And then when the pandemic started to, like, I'm not saying it's over, but when it started to calm, I found myself, like, you know, wow, now what? What do I do now? Like, I need an escape. And so I was like, well, why don't I start watching some speedrunners? And so I started watching some speedrun stuff on YouTube because I like to watch speedrunners. And then I found out about Twitch. And then I found out that a lot of people that I used to remember were on Twitch. And then I found out that there were people that remembered Zophar's domain who were doing streams. I'm like, wow, people still remember the site? Then I realized the site was still up. Because remember, I ran Zophar's domain, for those who don't know, for about a 4 to 5 year period. And then I transferred ownership to another that would take care of it. And to see that it was still there and people were still, you know, still keeping it, maybe not, you know, like in the heyday of emulation when I was updating
Secure
the thing
all
like every
positions.
hour because I'm crazy.
Here we go.
But like keeping it alive and keeping it supported and still doing some updates, and
Full ahead.
I was like, this is crazy.
Next stop,
So it made me want to start
Zophar's
streaming,
domain.
and then like a week or so into streaming, Rig raided me for the first time, and the rest was history. A Coffee Cup Arcade, awesome. Yeah, definitely. I would love, like, if any of them do like Discord or Twitch or any of that, I'd love to chat with them. Like I love the Shining games. They're so freaking awesome. Camelot rocks. Log from Blammo says he has a bot that works. Is there anything? It sometimes works. Cafe Man says you're not a big RPG fan, but you really enjoyed the Shining Force games on Genesis and Saturn. Yeah, I can't wait to experience Shining Force 3 for the first time in just a few weeks. It'll be awesome. During the time that Shining Force 3 came out, I was working on Zophar's Domain, and I missed it. By the time I realized it was out, I couldn't find it anywhere. So I'm glad that a member of our community was kind enough to sell it to me. Yeah, it's very hard now. Everything's so expensive out of retro. Coffee Cup Arcade says, fun fact, Camelot Software Planning was originally Sega CD4 and Sonic Software Planning. Yes, that I did know, because in Shining Force CD, the intro says Sonic Software Planning, but it's all Camelot. That I do know. Cafe Man says, another PA resident. Oh, you know it, man. Philly represent. Coffee Cup Arcade has a history with working with Sega peeps. That is really awesome. Ivalicia says, you never had the Shining Force experience. You were an SNES baby. That's okay. You can experience it now. Actually, on my About menu, where all my videos are, there's complete playthroughs of me playing Shining in the Darkness, Shining Force 1, and Shining Force 2 on the stream. If you were ever so inclined to check some of it out, it's a fun time. There's a little bit of ragey moments in there too as well. A couple times where I died, especially that chess battle in Shining Force 2. Tiffy says D3 wasn't quite what you were expecting. PoE was closer. Yeah, Diablo 3 was very different from the first two. It felt more arcadey to me. Princess Tomato. PoE was closer to D2. The most jankiest game. Diablo 3 was Flodarian? Sorry, I'm still behind on chat. JPS says you always felt like the Golden Sun games were the real Shining Force sequels after the Saturn ones. I never got into the Golden Sun games, but everyone tells me I need to, so I probably should. I kind of switched over to Fire Emblem, I want to say, after the Shining Force games. Evilicia and Coffee Cup Arcade are getting caught up. Oh, hey, G Levy. Thought you were working today. Coffee Cup Arcade says, that's good. Sisters should hang out often. Oh, thank you, Coffee Cup Arcade. I appreciate that. Raven Technique, thanks for coming on in. The pandemic had you digging through your closet and you found your Super Nintendo. You found Super Mario World for the first time. That's awesome. There's so many games I'm discovering I never knew before as well. Solid Snack, Zophar's Domain, hell yeah! Thanks for the support. I love the emoticon, by the way. Very nice. Love all the first-time chats from new fans. Welcome in. Please speak up. Agreed. Yes, feel free to chat. By the way, if you don't want to chat, that's fine too. Lurkers are totally welcome. But we absolutely, I don't bite, generally. Shilrai says, don't get him started on the chess battle. It'll give him PTSD. Yeah, you're not kidding, Shilrai. It totally will. Exile in Mudville finally stopping in. Theft Downmet gang rise up. Good seeing you doing this again. Hey, no problem. I remember the Theft Downmet days. Raven Technique, thank you so much for the follow and for joining the realm and the domain. Your support is greatly appreciated. Solid Snack says the Shining series is incredible and your intro into SRPGs. Agreed. My first RPG was actually Dragon Warrior on the Nintendo, which later became Dragon Quest, but it was the Shining series that really made me love RPGs, and then Lunar solidified it for me. But Coffee Cupar says the real question, have I played Dungeons & Dragons Warrior of the Eternal Sun on Genesis? Okay, so I will answer that by saying I never owned it, but I had a friend who did, and I played it very briefly. But my favorite Dungeons & Dragons game will always be the original Eye of the Beholder. I know you'll appreciate that, Coffee Cup Arcade. That was my favorite one. Baldur's Gate games were good too, but really hard. I didn't progress very far in any of them. Cafe Man will never forget when Shining Force 3 voice sample. Now, so I will let you know when I get to that point, Cafe Man 2D. I'm sure it's hilarious, but because I've never played it before, I don't know any of the memes from Shining Force 3, so it should be interesting. Yo, Soda Pagoda, yes, we got a bonus stream today because Zophar is on vacation, and I decided we were going to grind out some Lunar 2. Although for the last half an hour, I don't think I've done very much grinding. I've just been catching up from all the chat because we got a rig raid! Coffee Cup Arcade says, shut your mouth. Your first Japanese RPG was also Dragon Warrior. Oh, you know what that means, and I'm going to have to show something else off.
Full ahead. Next stop, Zophar's Domain.
And Fenkel, thank you so much for the follow and for joining the realm and the domain as well. Your support is super duper greatly appreciated. So I still own my original copy of Dragon Warrior, and I still have the hint guide, or the walkthrough guide we'll call it, that came with the Nintendo Power. So you could basically send a way to get this and this for free by subscribing to Nintendo Power. And Frosta Your Friesen, I'm sorry if I butchered your name, Frosta Your Friesen? Or Frosty Your Friesen? Frosty Your Friesen, probably. Thank you so much for the follow and for joining the realm and the domain. Your support is also greatly appreciated. What do we got? Yeah, Sunboy says I haven't moved for an hour. I know, right? Sega City EOB has a killer OST. It sure does. We were just talking about this. Yuzo Koshiro, man, it's freaking awesome. And apparently Coffee Cup Arcade is working with him, which is crazy and awesome. And yeah, so we both experienced the slimes. You know what else I have, chat? I'm going to show off one more thing since we're showing things off here. When we eventually stream Dragon Quest VIII on PlayStation 2, which is my favorite Dragon Quest game, I'm thinking about, because I still have the cable somewhere in a box, of using this controller with which to stream it. It's not in the greatest condition because it ended up, I don't know if you're familiar with the Dragon Quest Slime controller, but like the rubbers, the plastic, I guess, the polycarbonate, starts to deteriorate after a while, so I had to like use alcohol prep pads to try to restore it, and I kind of wiped out his eye over here, so, you know. But it still works. Look. It's kind of weird to hold it, like you hold it like this, but it works. And you can play Dragon Quest with the Dragon Quest slime. So, yeah. My wife was kind enough to get that for me as a birthday present many years ago. But yes, Rig raids are awesome. Rig is the man. Sure, I still remember getting your Eternal Blue complete copy from an old friend for $20, and it was the collector's edition. You've had it ever since. Coffee Cup Arcade, you're very welcome. Eye of the Beholder was so much fun. I loved and getting to Xanathar at the end, and like the whole puzzle where you have to like get him to go. I don't want to spoil if anyone hasn't played it, but like that was so satisfying, that last part where you know what I'm talking about. Evilicia says, you remember having Dragon Warrior on the Nintendo, but you don't remember it. You got it at the same time as Tombs and Treasures, and you were so enchanted by that game that you forgot about the former. Yeah, for me, it was more like, because like by today's standards, it was very, very basic, but there was nothing like that before that I had ever played. Like up until that point, everything I played was like Atari games, you know, shooting games, Asteroids, Pac-Man, Super Mario Brothers, but like a game where like you're like this knight dude and you got a sword and you can buy things and you can rest at the end, and like that was like crazy to me. I was like, oh my god, this is so friggin' awesome.
Secure all
so
positions.
You know, the nostalgia is large for that. Eventually we'll probably stream this, but this will be far off for me because there's so many Sega games I want to stream first. But this is very near and dear to my heart. Cerebrus Zero Alpha, thank you so much for the follow and for joining the realm and the domain. Your support is greatly appreciated. Lol, it's funny you hear others saying the same about Eye of the Beholder 3. Gotcha. Yeah, we'll have to, it's Coffee Cup Arcade, we gotta talk about that sometime. I know that, the third one is not very loved. Westwood Studios never made a part 3. You plan to change that since you were on the original team. I got you. Did Rig finish Ultima 9? That's a good question. Does anybody know if he did? I only caught part of the stream last night. He's in Hawaii, I'm in, Philly suburbs, so like for me when he starts to stream it's 1:30 in the morning, so I usually can only watch like the beginning of it, like probably the first half hour, and then like the end. Unless I'm off from work. Like on Mondays I can catch more of it. Tiffy says, wait, no, you don't have Dragon Warrior, you have Dragon Quest. Well, that's okay, they're the same game. Dragon Quest is just the Japanese name for Dragon Warrior. Exile in Mudville, clean. Oh, okay, your Rig is answering. You cleansed the 8th shrine and you had to stop. Did you have to stop because it was janky or just because your time was ending? Unloved homie once. Oh, that's plasticized releaching. Yes, correct, Tiffy. EOB3 is coming. Nice. DC Bueller's part of the team as well. That is awesome. Dragon Warrior randomizer made by McGrew. Spent a ton of time playtesting for him. You can paint the eye back on with acrylic paint. Yeah, maybe one of these days. Showrai says he's almost done. He just finished the Shrine of Spirituality. You usually miss the first 4 to 5 hours of rig streams, and you got work very soon, which is why you had to stop. I hear you. Hey, we've reached the end of the chat. Chat. Time to grind. Yeah, I need to get better at multitasking. Once, like, there's a lot of chat going, I like, always stop what I'm doing. Congrats! Alright, let's kill some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles here. I will say, though, even with that, we accomplished a lot here today. Look, Hero gained 3 levels. And we got a lot of magic experience, too. This will definitely make the next section of the game a lot more bearable. Because the game will ramp. I mean, if you think it's difficult now, it actually ramps up in a bit. And then there's this one boss that I really hate. And it's not Zophar, by the way. Although he's really hard, too. Pixel says so many memories. You had Lunar 2 for PS1, you still have your necklace? Yeah, so Raven Technique, wanna hear something crazy? I don't know if there's a clip of this, but on one of my streams I was showing off my copies of Lunar 1 and 2 for PlayStation, and I had realized I had never opened the pouch in my Lunar 2 Complete before. Ever. I didn't know what was in it. I never looked at it. So I opened it for the first time ever on stream, having had the game for 20 whatever years. And it was the Lucia pendant. And I was like, oh wow, I didn't know I had this thing. Isn't that crazy? Auto Retro, your first emulator was Genesis? Genesis was a great emulator. I got to beta test that for Iceratus. I got to beta test that, Nesticle, and Callus. I don't know if anybody remembers Callus. That was a Capcom System 1 emulator that Iceratus created. Same author from Nesticle and Genesis. So it ran things like Street Fighter 2 and Willow and those kind of games. You certainly do not have my magpie brain. You open everything. Yeah, I don't know. I am almost like, I'll buy things. I have some stuff that's still in shrink wrap, actually, chat. I'll buy things. Like, I played the Lunar games. I love them, like I said. But the collector's edition stuff, I didn't really touch a lot of it. Like, my little figures for one of the collector's edition, I forget if it's Lunar 1 or 2, that has the little, like, cardboard figures. Still in the plastic, I haven't opened it. Yep, very solid DOS emulators. Hello, hello, so, Nesticle. Yes, I actually did a stream a few weeks ago where we loaded up some speedrun NSM movies in Nesticle. So we loaded up Metroid, we loaded up Faxanadu, and Solstice. Because on Zophar's domain, before speedrunning was really a thing, I had what I called contests to see who could run the game the fastest. And I gave out little things like $50 check or like that kind of stuff. Nothing fancy. And I played that on stream a few weeks ago to celebrate Nesticle's 25th anniversary, which just passed a few weeks ago. Pixel found this in Twitch and went, wow, I hadn't heard Zophar's in years. It can't be the same guy. You were one of the reviewers on RPG Central. Oh, okay, that's cool, Pixel. I remember RPG Central when it was rpgcentral.zophar.net. You know who else was in here right before you were here, Pixel? Shining Moogie. Shining Moogie created the original Shining Force Central, which was also hosted on Zophar's domain. So I thought that was pretty cool, too. Everybody's coming back in the fold. I love it. I love it. Isn't that cool? Yeah, here, let's... Yo, any mod, can we give a shout-out to Shining Moogie real quick? I know we gave one earlier, but that was before the rig raid. You definitely need to follow Shining Moogie. Awesome streamer, lots of retro, obviously lots of Shining Force stuff, which I also love, as you know. We're coming back all old and with kids, yeah, exactly. Alright, I think my mods are probably working, which is totally cool, so... Oh, nope, Soda Pagoda's here. Yeah, can we give a shout-out to Shining Moogie? Oh, just the way you'd think. Shining, and then Moogie is M-O-O-G-I-E. Shining Moogie.
Let me just see if I can cross over here and see what that camp thing is. Oh, it's a tractor!
Yeah, Shining Moogie's been playing Red Dead Redemption recently.
What just happened there?
So Coffee Cup Arcade, when you do SOs, Nightbot doesn't like the @. So leave the @ out and Nightbot will not break.
You're welcome.
Auto Retro says light gun emulation took a huge jump forwards with MUVR.
Yeah, I don't think.
That's
we
interesting.
intended-
I haven't
that looked
messed with that
very
one. So like, Auto Retro, how does it deal with like?
non-consensual.
So like, for example, if I'm playing House of the Dead,
Should we get him off there?
a light gun game, what
Can
does
we
it
take his
do? Like, I assume you would use your mouse, right? For
Sad
emulation,
times for
like,
this guy. Look, he's
or
clinging
the
on.
controller like would have crosshairs on
Oh
it.
my goodness. But
Or
I think
does
that's
this
almost
really
worse. What's he
emulate,
doing with
like-
that dumpster? Like it was his crotch,
So, like,
but now he's just got
if
his
you're using,
hand
like, an
right
Oculus?
in there.
Interesting. I'm about to check that out. Oh, Ron forgot a level. So your hand control becomes a 3D gun. That's really cool. So I don't have an Oculus because I don't know how well it would work on my Mac, but I do have a PSVR, which I do break out from time to time. Let's see, how much magic do we have now? Oh, we got a lot. Here we go, chat. We can do some stuff now. Alright, so we'll start with Flame to 15. And then Ice to 15. And then we'll do the same thing with Dance, Chance, and... Oh. We'll do a savey save as well. Level 22. You are not much into VR stuff because you really like retro gaming. Now, I understand that. But there's a really... The best VR game I think I ever played was a game called Astrobot Rescue Mission for PSVR. Like, it reminds me of, like, the feeling I got when I first played Mario 64 in 96. That feeling of, like, freedom, like, you can do anything, go anywhere, like, it's really good. So if you never messed with that game, Astrobot Rescue Mission, really good. Definitely worth it. Am I a Mac person? So I became a Mac person, Coffee Cup Arcade. I used to be a PC person for years. During the time of Zophar's Domain, I was super PC. And then somewhere around 2006,
Secure all positions.
I decided I just wanted stuff to just kind of work. I know this sounds horrible, me saying that I love tinkering with stuff. But I was like, I just kind of want it to work. So I was like, you know, I hear Macs, you just turn them on and they just kind of work. So I went and I bought my first iMac in 2006 running Leopard. One of the first ones with the Intel processors. And I've Mac ever since. Right now I'm doing the stream from a 2019 27-inch iMac. Phantom Train, thank you so much for the follow and for joining the realm and the domain. Your support is greatly appreciated. There's a VR game that's tabletop, which can't think of it at the moment. Demio? A VR tabletop game? How does that work, Tiffy? That sounds different. Auto Retro says it can be PS1, Saturn, Dreamcast, or lower power successfully, even possibly netplay. That sounds cool. I'm gonna have to check it out. And yeah, Demio sounds interesting. Unloved Homie, hi by the way, says that Astrobot VR is really good, but you vote Resident Evil 7. Oh, yes, yes. I've never beaten it, but oh my god, that game scares the hell out of me in VR. Especially that scene, there's a lot of scenes that do, but like, remember the scene where like you're going down to like the garage area, and then all of a sudden the dude tries to kill you with the car or whatever? Like, that was like, oh my god, like I literally had to pause the game and take the thing off because I was so rattled. But yeah, I have that somewhere over here. Where do I have it? I want to say it's over here. Yep. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. A lot of fun. Rig says you got to start getting ready for a nap. Thanks for the great times. Oh, no problem, Rig. Thank you for the raid, and thank you for being awesome. You may be thrilled to have me streaming on Twitch, but I'm thrilled that you are on Twitch doing what you do. You are so much fun, and I think you brought a ton to the retro community, my friend. So you're welcome, but thank you. I really mean that. Thank you so much. DC Bueller says, so many calls, so few ears and arms to respond with, right? Yeah, Rig, we'll see you soon. Rig sleep... Yeah, Coffee Cup Arcade, when Rig says he's sleeping, what he really means is he's working. There is no sleep for Rig. Rig doesn't sleep. Rig is absolutely an android. But yes, rest well. Take care of yourself. We need you around for many, many years to come, my friend. We also, on, I think it was this past Monday,
No! No!
Oh, is that Star Control?
No! It sucks!
Or is that
It
a Star
fucking
Control
sucks!
clone?
It sucks!
Oh,
It's
I've seen this
bullshit.
clip.
I can't believe it. I can't fucking...
You made a
I
sound
can't
effect
get
out of
in
that,
the
didn't you?
fucking hole.
Star Control 2, yeah. Eldorado,
My
no!
towel's all messed up. Towel's all messed up. Everything's wrong.
Ah, that's a good one. That's definitely a good one. Love it. And that's why Rig needs to rest, so we can have many, 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 many more years of awesomeness like that. Yeah, so I played Star Control 2, my friend had it, but I only ever owned the first one. And I just remember getting it because I was at this place called Caldor. That was like a place in the Philly area, retailer. And they were advertising it as the first 12 megabit sound or something, like the first game with 12 megabits dedicated to sound. I was like, whoa man, 12 megabits of sound. And like there wasn't even music in the damn game, it just had sound effects. But wow, what sound effects they were. Like the Urquan winning. But I convinced myself that I liked the game, and I think I liked it. But Star Control 2 was a lot more complex and added a lot more to it. Great game, but emulation digs made you stop. Gotcha. On and on again. Ginger Pepsi, hi by the way, says sleep is for the weak. Nah. We all need rest. Except Rig. So, like, would it be wrong of me to, like, actually start progressing now? So, like, I feel weird about this, because you know, for those that are on my streams a lot, you know I have a schedule that I like to adhere to, and today, because I'm on vacation this week, I decided to do some grinding, but I kind of want to, like, progress now. So would it be wrong of me to do that, and then, like, people that maybe only watch me at night will miss some of the game? I feel weird about that. I'm kind of torn. I could always recap them. We can grind a little longer, I think. Pixeled says you somehow still remember when the big news of the week was that they had finally managed to make Dragon Warrior 4 playable on emulator. Ah, that's right, due to its huge size of 1.2 meg. Yeah, so it was 1 megabyte big. And I remember... Oh boy, now we're gonna get into the weeds here. There was a person named Imid who was responsible, I don't know what his real name was, but he went by Imid, I-M-I-D. And he was responsible for dumping a lot of the Nintendo ROMs around that era. And...
The weeds! The weeds! The weeds! The weeds!
Good job there, Dark Mex, on your 1,000 silver redemption of the weeds! The weeds! The weeds! And I remember when he dumped Dragon Warrior 4. And when he dumped it, it didn't work on anything. And we surmised it was because there was no memory mapper. There was no emulator yet that supported that memory mapper that was specifically for, if I remember, Dragon Warrior 4. And then I want to say it was Nesticle, I think, that ended up first supporting it. Like a later version. It wasn't the original version of Nesticle, it's a later version. Shorai says, as far as skipping ahead, have I already finished the cult business? So I fought the first iteration of the Blue Dragon cult in the sewers. So I did this boss battle. And then I went to... We gotta heal Lamina here. Then I went back to Tabin's Peak. And Nal gave us the wings. And then we were gonna go to Vane. And that's where I stopped last night. And now we've just been grinding for the last 2 hours. So... Oh, okay, the Tiffy. Well, thanks for coming on in. Have a great rest of your day. Ginger Pepsi says, personally, for you in this game, you're a fan of grinding more just because certain things are hard. Yeah, exactly. I decided after last night that we needed to grind. So I think we're in a much better situation now. So you think head on to Vane because Vane is awesome. Yeah, I might. It looks like most of you that are usually on at night are on right now, actually. Which is awesome. So maybe I will. I think, you know what? Yeah, I would say let's just do this last battle. Then I'll get my health back, and then we'll progress. That sounds like a good plan. We'll do that, chat. You've convinced me, chat. We're going to do that. Well, sure, right. If I remember correctly, doesn't the Trial Cave not have random battles in it? In the Sega CD version? See, Sega CD version's weird. It experimented around in a few areas with not having random battles. One of them was in the Haunted Mansion area. And then I feel like the cave's another one. It's been a while. Coffee Cup Arcade. Ooh, Lunar fun fact. I like Lunar fun facts. The plot of Lunar Eternal Blue was written by novelist Kei Shigemin. I probably butchered that name, I'm sorry. Who previously conceived the story for The Silver Star. Working together with New World designer Hajime Satuo, Shigema intended to craft a story that would continue where the previous game ended, while also giving players a thoroughly new experience that would elaborate on the history and mythos of the Lunar world. I didn't know the names, but I did hear about that they wanted to do the direct sequel, but they also wanted it to feel new, so they accomplished it by fast-forwarding you to 1,000 years in the future. And so you have, like, the big towns like Maribia and Vane that still exist, and the Grindery is now, like, the home of Nal, but you could do other new towns. Like, you'd figure in 1,000 years, little towns like Berg and Saith and Land just wouldn't be there anymore, so... Yeah, it was a definite smart move on the part of Game Arts Studio Alex. It's a shame we're never going to get a Lunar 3. I wish there was something like we could do to influence that. Like, I'm almost jealous. Like, so I'm a fan of the Shenmue games, and like you had a small community of people, but very vocal and very dedicated, that willed Shenmue 3 into existence. And even though Shenmue 3 was not the greatest game, they got it to happen. Like Yu Suzuki says, the reason why it happened is because of the fans. So I wish like there was like that kind of cult following for the Lunar games. Like if I felt like there was something I could do to like influence it, I would do it. I don't even know if they're even around anymore. If like the people that created the Lunar games, the first two, exist anymore. Coffee Cup Arcade, you know Sega people. Do they exist anymore? Is there anything that can be done there? I guess we'll do this one more battle and then we're gonna progress. See, I'm in a rhythm right now. I've been doing this for so long now, the last couple hours, that like I just keep doing random battles. I promise after this battle we'll progress. MP83 livestream says, thanks for the gift sub. I can't remember who gifted you, but I am sure that they would say, if they were still here, that you are very welcome. There was a lot of gift subbing and stuff like that in the last hour. A lot of raid, a lot of hype. Yeah, sure, you might be right. It's been a while. I can't remember. Coffee Cup Arcade says they still exist, but since the old days, they may have moved on to new companies and new projects. Who owns the Lunar name now? I think it's still Game Arts, isn't it? Because Working Designs never owned the rights. All they did was translate the Sega CD and the Saturn versions, which they brought to the PlayStation because Bernie Stolar, that whole thing. So to get people talking about Lunar, I think you're doing it. It's a shame on Secret Recipe. Yeah, but I feel like we'd have to get a lot of people talking about it. Because there has to be... The thing with Shenmue is people remember Shenmue. Whether they liked it or not, people remembered it because Sega invested so heavily into the marketing for it. Like people like to say part of what didn't help Sega was that if they had sold one Shenmue game for every Dreamcast that they sold, it wouldn't have been enough to turn a profit. Like, that's how much over budget they went on the game and in the marketing for it, too. But Lunar wasn't like that. Lunar was never... Like, I loved them, but it was never, like... There was never a ton of advertising for it. There was never a ton of budget for it, compared to Shenmue. So... Wow, I am losing my voice. Tippy was right. I'm like, feeling scratchy here. Shorai says, now you remember, you're thinking of the Neo Vein Trial. Yeah, we're going to go out of here now. Of the Neo Vein Trial Cave. The old Vein Cave doesn't have the encounters here at all because it has 3 bosses. Right. That's what I remember too, Shorai. Doesn't Ubisoft publish the new bad games? Yeah, Dragon Song. And there hasn't been they haven't done anything in 10 years, right? I think the 70 millionth remake of Lunar 1 was the last one they did, right? Lunar Silver Star Harmony? Or Silver Star Story Harmony, I think it's called. For PSP, right? I think that was the last iteration. Okay, let's go Healy Heal. That's right, Shorai. Dragon Song does not exist. There was no Dragon Song. There was no Eye of the Beholder 3, and there was no Lunar Dragon Song. That is correct. Oh, we got a battle. Gung Ho bought Game Arts years ago, so they own the rights now. Okay. Gung Ho owns subsidiaries, acquire Game Arts Gravity, Gung Ho Mode, Gung Ho Online Entertainment America, Super Tick Games, and Broccoli. Gung Ho it is. Evilicia. Lunar for the DS was kind of an attempted revival, but it didn't do very well. I remember seeing it in store when you were working at and debating picking up, but I heard it wasn't good. You're talking about that game, the game that shall not be named. Yeah, I agree. It was. I never played it because I saw people play it and I saw reviews. And as much as I love Lunar, I was like, I can't let my memory of this game be tainted by that horrible thing. So I didn't even bother with it. I don't know if enough people want. Yes, exactly. Coffee Cup Arcade. Exactly. I never got to play Lunar Magic School because it only came out in Japan, and at the time there was no translation for it. I assume there's probably a translation for it now, Ginger Pepsi. That's something I would play. I could use RetroArch for that. But you know how I feel. I'd want to acquire it first, the right way. Before I emulate it. The movie. The game was okay. Just like Alien 3. We tried to play it sunk on ice. I heard one of the mechanics, one of the ridiculous mechanics was if you try to run in that game, you use, like, it takes life from you, I think. Like, your life is your stamina for running or something. Something like that. Evilicia wants another Breath of Fire badly. You know what? I like the Breath of Fire series, but I'll tell you exactly what killed it. This killed it. I tried to like this game, I really did. But, like, the way that I am, I hate having to do things over and over again. Grinding's fine. But, like, in this game, to progress, you have to, like, lose. Like, you literally have to start the game over and over and over. And I just can't do it, Captain! I didn't have the power! But, still in good condition. So, maybe one of these days if I want to torture myself with jank. Yep, Breath of Fire, Dragon Quarter. Nope, it just wasn't good. I concur with Evilicia. It just wasn't good. Too bad Breath of Fire 6 was a mobile game. Yeah, what is with, like, the whole mobile thing? I was talking about this earlier. I'm not a big fan of the mobile games. They're just
full ahead.
Not the same experience.
Zophar's domain.
Paladin71 Budoka, thank you so much for the follow and for joining the realm and the domain. Your support is greatly appreciated. Alright, chat, we're gonna progress. We're gonna move this along. So this is where the barrier was, the barricade for Vane. We're gonna pass that. We're almost to Vane, aren't you excited? Now I want to warn you that the city might look a little run down at first glance, but once we get the guild back up and running, the town will be shipshape in no time. Let's hide that. It all takes is a little elbow grease. Yeah, and a lot of cash. How much are you planning on draining us for? Oh, poo, Ruby. You always take something good and see the bad in it. Can we just enjoy the moment for what it is? Sure, as long as it's free. They could have made Breath of Fire 3 Fishing its own mobile game, yeah. Other Retro says you've explored some experimental tech solutions to streaming playthroughs of untranslated Japanese games by using a phone with Google Translate in front of a monitor and then linking the video back onto the computer to play the game. That's interesting. Huh.
Is this Salazar house? Well, Scoop is waiting.
That looks almost like a Virtual Boy game.
Okay.
Is that a Virtual Boy game?
Hi, Tornado.
Nope. It looked like it because it was red. I saw the red. I was like, oh, Virtual Boy. What game is that?
Anything like that so soon.
What game was that, Evilicia? Do a little save, do a little heal. Oh, we don't really need to heal that. Nah, we're fine. We don't need to heal. Whatchamacallit? Chat, I actually have to run to the bathroom real quick. Give me just a second. I will be right back. Horror of Salazar House. It looks interesting. I will be right back, so don't change that channel. We shall return in just a minute.
I promise. Seriously. Seriously. Like, right after this. It's okay. We'll go. We'll go, okay?
Andrew is a dildo. What?
Peter Cheater says you're only here because another guy in the Number MU IRC channel. Oh, okay, on Afternet is a huge fan of mine and forces us to watch whether we want to or not. Well, whoever that is from the good old days of Number MU
Secure all
Afternet, that's really nice to
positions.
hear it's still around.
Here we go.
Tell that person thank you so much. And I appreciate you
Full
for being
ahead.
here too.
Next stop, Zophar's domain.
We all wanted to see what happened when you go into the vat, and we now know. It's not pretty. You just don't come back to the vat. Once you go into the vat, you're gone.
You know she's bad. She's bad. She's lonely. All right, where are we going now? And jump into the ether. Back
Oh shit! Someone, please clip that. Clip that damn thing right now. Damn. Clip it like it's a foreskin. Just clip it. Right? No?
You're
Not
fired.
a good reference?
You are fired.
What if you leave a little on the top?
You're the worst.
RPGs, Dungeons and Dragons. I always like to be a wizard. Like, I love magic. So probably Lamina. Although Leo's a lot of fun. His whole arc reminded me of like the whole Jean Valjean thing from Les Mis, like how he's chasing you around the whole time for justice, and then he ends up, yeah, sample my goods. Feel free to click that. So yeah, I would say Alex.
Secure all positions. Here we go.
Charge!
Full ahead. Next stop, Zophar's domain.
But first I gotta get into there. Whoa, 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 whoa! What happened? The game boo-booed. The game boo-booed and I got in. What? The game screwed.
Jesus, cash would be nice. Yeah, that would be my answer. We won the fucking game! GG to me. And to everyone who helped. Ah, that's a very sad congratulations screen. All black? What is this?
What did I miss? Oh man. Hi everybody. I'm back. I'm back. Rumors of my death were greatly exaggerated. Let's see. What did we miss? You know, that's actually a good idea, Coffee Cup Arcade. I think we need like a this will probably be after the stream because I'll probably mess with this. We need a like a commercial or something or a trailer. Ooh, Popful Mail.
I need a patch.
Wait a minute. Is Cobra here? Or are we just doing random okay, that's cool.
There's something wrong with the sound.
Yeah, this by the way, Popful Mail is on the docket. It's one of the games I want to play.
They are quite
I saw this at my local game store going for $750 and I was like, get the heck out of here. Here's how much I paid for it in 1994. Can you see that price at the bottom? $19.99. It's in good condition.
Oh!
Except for the cracked case.
Oh no, you're caught. The terrible.
The disc is in good condition. The styrofoam is original. The manual.
Will definitely be on you tonight. Ha ha ha! Very funny, Zero.
Of course, all the cases back then were
I
cracked.
don't like that. I just walk over to the right and suddenly I'm.
Cobra is here.
Rude
Hey,
prince,
Cobra.
Rude ogre. Ugh. Alright.
You got Neon opening it. Oh, okay. We won't tell. Shh. How you doing, Cobra? What you been up to? Yeah, Popful Mail is an awesome game. But I remember that also being difficult too. All the working design translated stuff was difficult. They made them harder. Little Gremlin's voicing that you didn't get the emulation needs for seeing on Zophar's domain site.
Bullshit,
I got
step.
you. I'm sorry.
Fucking dash bag.
Back when collecting wasn't going to make you
dash
poor,
bag.
exactly. Yeah, it's crazy. Although I am interested to see what happens to the price of games like Sonic CD that are going for like 90 and $100 on eBay right now once the Sonic collection comes out in a few months. Like, I think it's going to drop. And then I'll buy it back. Because that was a game I owned when I was younger, and I traded it in like a fool. You're doing great. Your birthday's coming up this weekend, and you're going to Orlando for most of next week. Very awesome. I've been well. I'm going to be going to Orlando in a couple of months.
Secure all
When
positions.
Disney World comes
Here
up,
we
I have a
go.
Disney World vacation at the end of June.
Charge!
Big
Full
Disney
ahead.
fan.
Next stop, Zophar's domain.
Oh, we got a bunch of follows while I was away. Iris Tal, Sentient Program, and Nitrodamus. I love that name. Thank you all for being followers of the realm and the domain. Your support is greatly appreciated. Yes way, yes way. Last week of June into the first week of July, me, my family, will be going to Disney World. We actually are DVC pass holders. Not season pass holders, but Disney Vacation Club, so like the timeshare stuff. We like the Polynesian and the Contemporary resorts the best. You're going to Epcot for one day with your parents. You only live like 2 hours away though, so it's not a huge deal for us to get over there. What, during the time that I'm going? That's awesome. Maybe we'll see each other. Yeah, we also want to do Universal for a couple days when we're down there. We have to buy the tickets. Keep forgetting to do that. We got the Disney tickets, but not the Universal tickets yet. My son, we showed him the Harry Potter series for the first time a couple months ago, so he wants to check out, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, that whole area. Oh, next week, okay. Yeah, Cobra Commander. I'll try to remember to remind you when I'm going, and yeah, love to see you for a bit. That'd be a fun meetup. Yeah, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is so much fun. Me and my wife were there. We went to Universal a couple times before. We were at the Wizarding World once, and just like the train ride between the two was awesome, and the fact that you could take the wands and they actually work like to do different things around the park, like just was really cool. And then that one ride, what the heck's it called? Gringotts? Escape from Gringotts? That thing was awesome. That was an amazing ride. That was probably one of the best rides I've ever been on. Definitely. Speaking of Disney, you were the third runner-up to be Mickey Mouse's new voice. Oh, really? That's awesome. I'm sorry you didn't win that. But that's awesome that you were in the top 3. Nice emoticon there, Little Gremlin. Little Gremlin has an emoticon for everything. I love it. Okay, where's Vane at, chat? We gotta try to find Vane. I mean, it's gonna be obvious. It's gonna be a giant city that used to be floating that's now crashed to the ground. So it should be pretty easy to find. Can we just attack these things? Like, do I have to use magic? Let's do this, right? It's a small world, right? You can still do the voice after all these years. I'm not even going to try to do it. I can't do a Mickey at all. I can't do a Mickey. I can't do a Donald. I just come out sounding weird. See, I can't even do the laugh. They look like beedrills. I don't know what a beedrill is. Small World was your favorite ride? It's a small world. Oh, I don't want to get DMCA'd. Never mind. There were many. You were hoping you would get hired for side projects or games or something, but you never got the call after that. What can you do? You never know what the future holds. Alright, this is probably it, right? Yeah, this is Vane. So do we just kind of walk in? Let's see. Lamina! Oh, Lamina, thank Althena you've come back. We're in big trouble. Big trouble? What are you talking about? Did you lose your purse again? That would be big trouble. No, no, no. Borgin has come to Vane. Oh, God, please no. Please no, Borgin. We don't want to talk about him. We don't talk about Borgin. No, no, no. Yes, that Borgin. He said he wanted to talk with your mother, Miria. We tried to stop him and the party of magicians he brought, but they were just too strong. They stormed the guild mansion. Oh no! Mother! We've got to get over there. Uh-oh. As servants of the Most High Master Borgin, we cannot allow anyone to enter Vane. Borgin has decreed that no one shall enter until he completes his business. Well, what business is he doing? Number 1 or number 2? Whoa, what did I miss here? You have a fear of animatronic robots, but those never bothered you for some reason. They're not very realistic, I guess. It's the uncanny valley that gets you after too lifelike. So you probably don't like the Hall of Presidents in Magic Kingdom, because they're definitely in the uncanny valley for sure. Rob the Robot was terrifying. You have so many minions following you. Last many years went to Disney as an architect designer, said it was freaking insane. I believe it. Not sure who that is, but you definitely never played oh yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's. Ugh. So that was basically, I don't know if anybody remembers Chuck E. Cheese. That was kind of big in Philly years ago. But Five Nights at Freddy's is basically like, imagine if like a Chuck E. Cheese type place with the pizza restaurant and the animatronics, like they came to life and they tried to kill you. Yeah, the Five Nights at Freddy's games are really, really spooky. I like them, but it's all about jump scares and animatronics. Yep, ROB, Rob the Robot. I have the amiibo of Rob the Robot somewhere up there, actually, chat. Yeah, you were wondering if they're gonna joke about that. Toilet humor, God, that's working designs, gotta have it. You had a couple birthdays at a Chuck E. Cheese? Same. Here's a pic of Rob the Robot. Yep. Here, I have an amiibo of him. Hold on, I'll try to find him. Here we go. There he is. So this is an amiibo of Rob the Robot. And if you look on YouTube, you can see there's all of 2 games that he's ever worked for. Angry Video Game Nerd, I think, actually did a really funny review on this. It worked with, what was it, Gyromate? Or Gyromite? And Stack Up. I think that was it. Just those 2 games. So there you go. There he is. It's, hold on, what did you say here? Cobra says it's weird, but you don't remember the Hall of Presidents. Not sure when your parents took you, but you haven't been to Magic Kingdom since early childhood. Okay, here's what I will say. I don't want to turn this chat political, but I do enjoy going to the Hall of Presidents. I don't enjoy how politicized things have gotten, and the last time I went, we didn't go, and I felt bad about that. Because that was the thing, I always liked to see, like, you know, every time there was a new president, Disney would design a new animatronic, but I haven't gone in the last few years to it. I do want to go to it again, because I really do enjoy it. Like, the animatronics, even though they're not, I would not call them super lifelike, they're definitely in the uncanny valley. It was always enjoyable to me to just see them, because they literally have an animatronic for every single president. It's crazy. So, you know, that was something I like to do. Maybe we'll do it this time around. You do recognize Rob now that you see him. Cool. You have the Japanese amiibo as well, with a little more color. Ghostosaurus says it's funny going on Pirates of the Caribbean now. All the animatronics are dated. Jack Sparrow. Yes, the added Jack Sparrow is super, super realistic. There was actually I don't know if you know this, Ghostosaurus, but a couple of years ago, when Johnny Depp was in California, he stopped by the Pirates of the Caribbean in Disneyland, and he took the place of the animatronic. So, like, you went by and he started saying things, and then, like, he started walking towards the crowd, and they're like, oh my god, he's real, it's Johnny Depp. So, my pirate hat is actually the Johnny Depp one. No one's redeemed it yet today, though, but whenever I wear my pirate hat on stream, it's the Johnny Depp pirate hat. The Jack Sparrow pirate hat. CCA says you told the CEO of Westwood Studios, Brent Sperry, that you were taking the NES that you helped develop Dragon Strike on. You literally said, I'll buy you a new one, but this machine is going home with me tonight. Nice. And did you get it? Dark Mex, you remember Showbiz Plaza Place before they got bought up by Chuck E. Cheese? Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese bought a lot of those places in the 80s and 90s. That's wicked. They have audio quotes? Yes. So what they do, Multiplayer Dungeon, is every time a new president is sworn in, they will create a new animatronic based on that president, usually within about a year. I don't know if they have the current president. I'll have to look at that, but they had everyone up to the last guy. And they talk, and they'll say things, and they literally will record lines for the animatronics. Abraham Lincoln also talks, and I think George Washington might talk too. But what happens is once a president's no longer the current president, they no longer will talk. They just will stand there. You remember the only Chuck E. Cheese in your city burned down back in the 80s. Oh, that's too bad. I had a lot of fun at Chuck E. Cheese. Cobra says you think some of the newer animatronics with the projected faces are lazy. Yeah, they gotta, if you're gonna do an animatronic, it shouldn't be LCD. I'm all about, oh god, what the hell's his name from Toy Story? How do I forget his name? Buzz Lightyear. Buzz Lightyear, they updated Buzz Lightyear to have, like, an LCD face, and I was like, I mean, it's cool, but, like, I like the real thing, you know? We're getting retro again, but I like the real thing, too, I agree. Little Gremlin says it's not a real Chuck E. Cheese until it's caught fire at least once, touche. Multiplayer dungeon. More props to... Yes. Alright, so, number 1 or number 2? Get out of my way, you morons. Halt! Who are you? You don't know who I am. Now I know you really are simpletons. I am Lamina, Junior Premier of the Magic Guild of Vane. Cobra says the Conrad at Islands of Adventure has an amazing animatronic if you make it over there. Yeah, I want to try it out. The bigger problem, though, that I'm having right now that I really got to think about, so this is going to sound ridiculous. Ever since I started streaming, I definitely have put on a few pounds. So I'm, like, all worried. Like, I know Disney World is much more forgiving with room in the rides, but Universal's not. I distinctly remember the last time I went there, it was close to, like, me getting on the Gringotts ride, and I made it on there. I don't know if I'd make it on there now, so I think probably starting next week when I'm done vacation, I'm probably going to go on an 8-week little diet, so I know I can fit into the rides. Well, I've always, like, so Multiplayer Dungeon, I've always had, like, a weight thing, like, I've gone up and down over the years. The pandemic really, really did me, and though I gained a lot during the pandemic, and then I lost a lot of it, and then I started streaming in January, and I gained some back, so I haven't weighed myself in a while, but I would say right now I'm probably, like, 250 something. So, you know, and that's a lot for my height. I'm not very tall, so I got some work to do to get that off. Cobra's been doing low carb lately, or trying to. Nah, you can't do that for your birthday. Enjoy yourself. You have whatever you like. You enjoy your birthday. Oh, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Cobra. Hey, everybody. If you don't already follow Cobra Commander, you need to do that. And the next time Cobra streams, you need to wish her a super happy birthday. I totally forgot it was your birthday. I am so sorry. Happy birthday. Should I sing you a happy birthday? Anybody want to hear me sing happy birthday to Cobra Commander?
Oh, it's so funny! I forgot to laugh.
That should cost silver. That should be like a redemption. A happy birthday redemption. It's not till Saturday. Oh, okay. So we're not there yet then. We'll wait a few days. We'll wait till Saturday to sing happy birthday. I always sing happy birthday whenever it's the actual birthday, not the celebrated date. I'm trying to get myself out of this now, right? Oh, what the heck. We're going to sing you happy birthday. All right, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Cobra Commander. Happy birthday to you, and many more. And DMC8. Yeah, I guess I should edit that out of my VOD, right? Actually, who does own the rights to that now? I've heard different things about that. Oh boy. You smell like a monkey. God, wouldn't that be something? Has anybody ever been DMCA'd on Twitch for singing the happy birthday song? Has that happened yet? I thought it was public domain too, but then I hear different things. Some people say it's public domain. Other people say there's an actual company that does own the rights. I don't know. Ooh, it's a big birthday. All right. Well, happy birthday. Alfalpo says it should be in the public domain by now, but people probably try to claim it anyway. Oh, thank you, Cobra Command. I appreciate that. If you sing it, you are okay, no DMCA. So you can sing it, but you can't play a recording of it. Now, if you'll be so kind as to get your mega scrawny butts out of my way, we don't care if you're Althena herself. Borgin has decreed that none shall enter. We are here to enforce that edict. Step back, girl. I know much more about Vane than you ever will. I'll find a way to get in. And when I do, I'm gonna make sure you're sorry, Buster. Hey guys, listen up. To the east of here, there's a transmission spring. If it still works, we can use it to enter Vane behind their backs. Come on, I know this is gonna work. Let's get going. Hero, it's really very safe, I promise. Yeah, okay. I'll step back. By order of Master Borgin, no one is to enter Vane. By order of Lamina, I command you to stand there and look like dorks. Look at that. They're doing it. Forget this. We can sneak in from the transmission spring. It's located to the east of here. Let's go. Grandmaster Borgin insists that we cannot argue while in Vane. He respects the sanctity and rich tradition of this place. Borgin is a showman and a liar. He respects nothing but his own belly. If he's hurt my mother, I'll gut him with a paper cutter and a spoon. Ooh, that sounds painful. Alright, well I guess we're going to the transmission spring. Singing is not copyrighted. So yes, you're an original artist when you sing an original instruments. Good to know. Multiplayer Dungeon says I got an excuse to tell people we're relaxing. Or you get an excuse to tell people you're relaxing. You were 40 earlier this year, says Pixel. Happy 40th. Just remember, age is just a number. Singing copyrighted music without permission is okay. Oh no. Yeah, I will sing and play anything to which... Oh my god.
This world doesn't deserve to be recreated. I decided to destroy it forever, starting right here with you.
Cobra, you didn't have to do that.
Nothing can save you now.
Cobra_Commandant 400 bits. For magnificent singing.
Cobra, thank you so much for the 400 bits. You didn't have to do that. That was so kind of you. I should be giving you bits for your birthday. Well, I'll get you on your stream, I promise. Hey, little gremlin loves the answer. Well said, right? Oh, man. Square Enix should remaster Lunar. I'm gonna say I do not agree with you there, Super Gear. I think it would be great to see it remastered, and I'd pretty much say any company other than Square Enix should remaster it. No disrespect to Square Enix, but if they remaster it, they're gonna, like... I think they would change the game, like, what I love about the game. Because, you know, Square remasters are... It depends on how they do it. If they do it like a pixel remaster, then it could maybe work. But if they do like FF7 Remake, then the whole game's gonna change. Thanks again, Cobra Command. You're very kind, very generous of you. Thank you. Does Square own the rights to Lunar because they bought Game Arts? Coffee Cup Arcade said it was another company that owned the rights to Lunar. LJN should remaster it. Okay, maybe Square Enix is not the only company I wouldn't want to see then. I'm pretty sure LGN went bankrupt. They could do that new thing they do with pixels. Yeah, we're just talking about that Ghost of Stars, the pixel remasters. If they did that, it could work. Super Gear, yeah, I'm not saying FF7 Remake's not good. I like the FF7 Remake. But it's completely different from Final Fantasy VII. It's not the same game. I would like to see the Sega CD versions of Lunar 1 and 2, yes, the Sega CD version specifically of Lunar 1, be pixel remastered. I think that would be awesome. Alright, we gotta go to the transmission spring. There it is. It looks like glasses. Looks like sunglasses. Blue sunglasses. They could do it like Jekyll and Hyde. Yeah. Ah, Lamina, I'm so glad you've come to visit. What? The transport fountain? It has been dormant for many years. I doubt it even works anymore. Ah, Lamina, I'm so glad you've come to visit. Yep, same thing. Okay. Does it work? In the days before Galleon, Vane used to float high above the land. The only entrance was by means of this magic fountain of transfer. Fortunately, it still works. We can use it as our own private backdoor into Vane. I, Lamina, Junior Premier of the Magic Guild of Vane, daughter of Myria, call upon the power of old to manifest itself before me. Is it working? Ha! Mega magical! It actually worked! This is the first opportunity I've had to try that. Nice, it does work. Yeah, that was what I think CCA said. It's gung-ho. Yeah, correct. So, definitely not Square. Woo, mega cool. The old thing actually works. You know, I don't think anyone has been down here for centuries. In the old days, this cave was used as a sort of magic skill final exam. It separated those that were worthy to join the guild from those that weren't. Anyway, that's ancient history. We've got a job to do. Let's get moving. But be careful. I don't know what kind of freaks lurk in this creepy joint. Alright. Well, let's do a little savey save. And we're going to progress. Hopefully I'm right that there's no random encounters here. Yeah, a lot of it's blocked off. Hey, hero! Any kind of treasures we find here are mine, so keep your hands off of them. Really? That sucks. What if I try to do it again? Yeah, she just says the same thing. Or Gung Ho got the rights from Game Arts before Game Arts was bought by Square? I didn't know Square bought Game Arts. Uh-oh. Oh, great. You don't get to see the bosses? Alright. We should be fine. Alright, so let's see. We'll do Poe Sword. We'll do Lucky Dice. We'll do... probably Needle Step. And we'll do... a Power Flame on Hero to pump up his attack. Yeah, Square owns Enix, which is why they're Square Enix now. 10. That did nothing. Sword. Oh, nice one. Iron Tiger. Great. Now that he's really pumped up. Oh, sweet. It only did one. And that one did 20. How did the critical hit do more damage than that? Poe Sword, Anger Flame, Needle Step, and Flame Shot. Squeenix! Squeenix. Squeenix, Squeenix, Squeenix. You all like the new layout we've been experimenting around with? For those of you that have been on my stream for a while. Alright. Ooh, very nice. Uh-oh, here comes a ball wave! Ouch. That wasn't too bad. Alright, we got Poe. We got Anger Flame. Actually, he should probably be healing now. That would be calm. And we got Needle. And we got Flame Shot. Yeah, that wasn't bad at all. Bye-bye, monster. All great questions, Super Gear. I just don't have the answer to. All right, Hero, Ronfar, Lamina. That's great. Yeah, we're doing good now, chat. Now I think the game will be much more reasonable. Instead of feeling like I'm getting crushed every 5 seconds. That grinding was worth it. We'll go in there in a sec. I just want to make sure there's nothing else to see. I mean, I assume Lamina's not going to let us take anything. How dare you? These are obviously private jewel chests. Leave them to me. That's funny. I think she lets us take them at some point. Just not right now. Alright, so I guess we go in here. Probably another enemy right here. Hey, Medio, how you doing? Stream is going really well so far. We spent the last couple of hours grinding, And then we got a rig raid. And now we're progressing, and we just got to Vane, but Borgin won't let us in because he's a douche. And so now we are trying to sneak in through the trial cave. What is the meaning of life? Day of the Tentacle? Good old rig. Hero, these chests are ancient historical treasures. You have no right to take them. Thought you'd know better than that. Yeah, okay. She just wants the money. She wants the money. Let's see. Hope I'm going the right way. Oh, shoot. That's a yes. Because we got a boss! Ew, it's the flesh sucker. Alright, so same as before. We'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do this, and we'll do this. Thirsty Thursday, that's right, Cobra. Coffee Cup should contact Gung Ho and ask him if I can buy the rights to Lunar. Yeah? Can't tell if you're serious or you're messing. Is that something you think you'd have the ability to do if they entertained an offer? I'd have to think that'd be a lot of money to buy the rights to anything. Yeah? And if you did talk to them, and they actually agreed to sell them, and you negotiated an offer and you did it, what would you do with the rights once you bought them? How would you proceed? I'm very intrigued right now. I want to hear this. What would you do? Oh, nope, nope. We don't want to do that. Name shot. So you would track down the programmers at Studio Alex to see wherever they are and see if you could like get them to make a new game. That'd be amazing. That would be amazing. Coffee Cup, is there anything I can do like social-wise, buzz-wise, stream-wise, Twitter-wise to help in that endeavor? Let me know if there's anything I can do to help there. I don't think I can really do anything financially, but in I mean, not in a way I think that would make a big difference, but if there's anything I can do any other way, let me know. Nice. That's awesome. Yo, somebody should clip this moment. If somehow, like, you know, several years from now, we're all celebrating a Lunar 3, like, just remember, this was the moment when it's the birth began. You never know. We'll do anger. Oh, no, we're gonna heal here. Litany, Needle Stab, and Grinch. The moment! Thanks, Dark Max. I never played Lunar Silver Star Harmony Super Gear only because I never owned a PSP. Oh, geez, Hero's stoned. We gotta fix that. I totally didn't realize that Hero was stoned. And you can't heal him when he's stoned. Oh, God. Alright. Apologies, chat. 1 second. I have to figure this out. Clearly, I was not paying close enough attention to the game. And now the game is kicking the butt. Hey. Don't do it! Damn it. And once again, we lost our best character. Alright, what do we do about this? All I had to do was unstone him. I don't think we can win now. But, we'll try it. Yeah, that's definitely not going to work. How about a Swallow Dance? How about Ice Arrow? Dude, why does Hero die so easily? We got him 3 levels when we were grinding. It still wasn't enough. Okay. I guess Anger Flame is going to be the best chance we have of whittling him down. That's not bad either. Super Gear says use an emulator. Touche. Old PSPs were great portable emulation systems back in the day. Yeah, I mentioned this earlier. I was never a big fan of handhelds. I love my Switch, but I almost never use it in handheld mode. I use it, on the TV. But when I would play handheld games, it would always be like when my parents were driving in the car or whatever, and I'd always get vertigo in the back whenever I try to play the game. Anytime I try to read anything, I always get, like, sick in motion. It's really weird. Oh, shoot, that's not good. That's not good, chat. Multiplayer dungeon. Thank you for saying so, but no. So, we actually got raided earlier by Rig, because Rig is amazing and awesome. Retro Island Gaming. Before Rig raided, I think we had like somewhere around 30 people. But so to get partner, I guess we could do, we'd probably heal here. To get partner, we need 3 things. So, number 1, we need to have a certain number of days in a month streamed, which we meet. 2, you have to have a certain amount of hours streamed in a month. We meet that too, no problem. And then the third criteria is you have to have an average of 75 viewers over a 30-day period. We don't meet that yet. The latest metric yesterday, we were somewhere around 25 something. It doesn't count raids and hosts for that number. So like, for example, when Rig rated us, for any of those viewers to count towards the average viewer, they'd basically have to like refresh or leave and come back, and then they count. So I estimate we're probably, I think we're probably a year away from being able to apply at the rate that I think we'll go. But like I said, I'm just having fun doing this. I think this is awesome. So, if it happens, it happens. When it happens, great. If it doesn't, no worries. Would I love to be partner? Absolutely. But if it's meant to happen, it'll happen eventually. That's my feeling on it. The other stuff is a cinch. Everybody press F flag. Appreciate that super gear. Thanks, Cobra. Company's worth around 2.5 million total. Should be easy and expensive to get the rights to Lunar, I think. Just need to find a way to contact them. Interesting. Or refresh your phone. Hey, did we do it? We just killed the boss without hero again. That's crazy. Correct, Auto Retro. Raids do not count unless they come back. You are correct. So what'll happen, multiplayer dungeon, is you'll see, like, if you look in your analytics on Twitch, it'll tell you your average viewers, but in another window, like if you look at stream summary, it's like in like the lower right corner, that number where it says path to partner, that's the actual average viewers that it's counting for purposes of that pulls out raids and hosts and such. So yeah, but here's the thing too, multiplayer dungeon, you gotta watch on that. You'll notice, like, whenever I get raided, if you watch my stream a lot, I never ask people to do that. And and this is more of a me thing than anything, it's like a personal preference thing. I feel weird, like, saying that to people, knowing full well, yes, if they do that, it will help me, but if I ask that, that's just kind of, I don't know, it feels weird to me. So I'd rather it just organically happen. So, like, in my head, if it's meant to be, then it'll happen, like, we'll get there. So that's why I don't ever say it. But if I'm ever asked, like, how you get there, what you have to do, or how it works, I'll always tell you. That's how it works. I'm a manager, so I like knowing how things work. If you know how things work, then you can explain them and you can utilize them to the best effect. Alright, so I think, are we going here, or are we going the wrong direction? I think it's this way, right? Pretty sure? At least there's no random battles to get us lost. Just boss battles to get us lost. Hero, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't even be here. So keep your grubby mitts off the treasures, Kay? Hi. We're keeping our grubby mitts. Ooh, is this it? Hope we're going the right way. Yay, we did it! Lamina, does your mother know that you're going into the trial cave? Monsters in there have increased lately. You better stay out. Stay out? Oh, poo. I'd like to meet the sorry monster that tries to attack me. I'll give it to him. Pow! Right in the kisser. And you don't need to go telling my mom where I went. Do a little savey save. Let me see here. Multiplayer dungeon's part of a crew, they'll understand. Okay, if it's your crew, your friends and whatnot, yeah, it probably doesn't matter then. Auto Retro says you got affiliate easily. The partner's a dream that I think I'll not see anytime soon. You suspect I'll get partner within a year? I appreciate you saying that, Otter. You could get any... I really believe anyone can do anything if you put your mind to it. Remember, I created Zophar's domain as a 16-year-old in high school with almost no programming knowledge, no knowledge of how websites worked or HTML or any of that stuff. But I knew I wanted to like make something and get a bunch of people together that wanted to help and do something great with me, and you know, just and when I say do something great, like I'm not thinking greatness. I was thinking like, it'd be fun to like, you know, make a site where you could get emulators and news all in one place, and I just did it, and before I knew it, it took off. And so I really believe anyone can do anything if you want to do it and you put your mind to it. But it can take a lot of time, you know. Cobra says, many people stream for years and years and never make partner. Can be a tough thing to pin down. Yeah, I think a lot of that, Cobra, has to do with discoverability. Like, for example, back in the 90s with websites, discoverability was also very difficult. I actually added myself to search engines, Zophar's domain, back when you could do that. I don't know if you knew that. You can't do that now. But back then, AltaVista, Lycos, Excite, Google in the very beginning, Yahoo, they all had little links on their search engines that said add a site, and you could submit a website, and then all they would do is approve it, which they were approving everything back then. And so I literally submitted Zophar.net to all of these search engines back when. So I think Twitch has the problem that the internet has right now. Like right now, if you were to create a website now, it's much harder to get discovered. Because it just has to naturally happen. Same thing with Twitch. Like Twitch doesn't really promote you. You have to find the people, or the people just have to find you. Like I'll tell you right now, if it wasn't for, you know, my affiliation with Zophar's domain, the fact that I founded it in the 90s, like I don't think we'd have the community we have right now over here. I don't think there's any way, because what helped a lot of you to find me was other people that remembered the website. So I'm very lucky and fortunate in that regards. It's hard. It's a shame that the discoverability isn't better on Twitch. I don't know how they really solve that, you know. CCA says, wife and you stream and you personally don't care if you have tons of subs and such. You just want to play retro games and hang out with like-minded people. Exactly. That's the thing. This is so much fun for me. The money so far, the vast majority of it that I've, you know, gotten from all your kind bit cheers and subscriptions, you know, I put back into the stream. Like, you know, I bought Shining Force 3, which we're going to stream soon because this game's awesome. Everyone tells me it's fun, and I love the Shining series, so we're going to stream that. I bought this webcam, I bought this microphone, I bought this green screen. Like, you know, I'm just having fun. So the more resources that come this way, if they come, great. I'll just keep putting it into the stream to do more awesome gaming and hang out with all of you. And this is fun. This is a lot of fun. This is why I created Zophar's domain in 1996. I just wanted to have fun. I have a full-time job. This is my fun hobby. This is our fun little time together. Thanks for saying that, Acha Retro. Shorai says you thought there were 3 bosses. I can't remember how many there were, but I do know that we only saw 2 just now, so maybe there's one later. Maybe you have to go back through. Cobra says you see some people try to make it a full-time career and then burn out. Better to not put that kind of pressure on it. If it takes off, you can switch to doing it full-time. Exactly, Cobra, that's my thought exactly. Like, sure, would it be fun to be able to just play video games full-time and that's your job? Absolutely, but, like, I couldn't ever, like, see trying to make it be that way. It's just gotta happen naturally. If we end up blowing up and we really get that popular and we get partner one day and, you know, all that stuff happens and I say, oh, you know what, I could replace my career with this, okay, we can talk about that at that time, but that's not, that right now, that's I'm not even thinking about that at all. I'm thinking about, this is fun, and I'm gonna see how much fun we can have and how far we can take it. And I've got my full-time job, I've got my career, I've got my family, and I'm really lucky and fortunate that I'm able to do this now, that I have a career that supports me so that I can do this. And if I was only streaming to, you know, a couple of people, it would be okay. It's because it's for fun, you know? Super Gear says, is Attila and Dave going to start streaming? So interestingly enough, I did talk to Attila for the first time a few months ago. I don't think he has any interest in streaming. When I talked to him, I found him on Reddit, and he owns a company now, and he actually sells fitness products. So Attila, although he's still around, he's not like, I don't think he'll be doing any retro streaming anytime soon. Now, Dave's another matter entirely. Nobody seems to know what happened to him. I haven't heard from Dave's Classics since like 2000. It's been over 20 years. So, I don't know. If you ever find Dave, ask him. Because I don't know what happened to him. Auto Retro says, if it comes naturally, you'll eventually get there. Spreadsheet-like layout in blue. Exactly. You try to stream full-time, make it a career, but you're way too lazy to, just hope a friend stop by to hang out. Yeah, exactly. Cobra Commander says, that's wild. When search engines worked. DC Bueller says, you wish you could do this full-time. Well, remember, we also don't want to burn out. Like, I could see... Like, what happens if you're doing this full-time? This is another thought I have. And then, like, you start to run out of games you like. And, like, you're like, oh, God, now I just gotta play jank because it's my job. Like, that would suck. Although you could make jank fun. I mean, ask Angry Video Game Nerd. That's his whole career. So, you know. But you do have some fun news, especially for Cupcade and Cobra. Yeah, I missed the early internet too, Cobra. You truly hope that becomes a reality for Coffee Cup someday soon. I hope so too. And Super Gear just asked the question. Alright, we're gonna come back to that question, Super Gear. We're gonna come back to that. Coffee Cup says, would be cool. Maybe a few of us put our heads together, can make a multi-channel. That'd be really cool. I'd be up for that. Street Cred's a huge help. Thought there were instant uploads, but you just got new pod modes. Oops. Well, that's okay. We like pod modes. I like new pod modes. Cobra says, nice. It'll get bored and get burned out. So you gotta ask, why is it the realm here instead of the domain to be able to tell the difference? Ooh, we got 2 good questions now that we have to talk about. Oh boy. Okay, we're gonna come back to yours too, Otto. Let me get through the rest of this chat and I'll tell you. If you have to do something that's a job, true. Multiplayer has another career as well, but you're off with a disability. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope you're on the mend. Hype, Ginger Pepsi, hype! Coffee Cup says, a realm is an internet domain whose fully qualified names typically all share a domain designation. That's true. A networking explanation from CCA. We love it. Shane Monroe's still out there. I also think why Zophar isn't running the domain. Oh god, now we got 3 questions. Oh no, we're gonna have to address all of this today, aren't we? Cupcade, love simplification. Dave has MS? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't know that, Super Gear. Run Button... so do you still talk to him? Run Button does a lot of jank and they make it all doing fun with friends. DC Bueller did 5 years of running a gaming cafe. Yeah, that's a lot of... 7 days a week. That's tough. That's when Zophar's domain was at my height. I was waking up at like 2 and 3 in the morning, checking for news stories, checking for like new emulators. It was crazy. Like when you own a business, like it's a full-time thing, and it's when it stops being fun. That's when like, and that's what like I'm saying. This is fun for me. Whatever happens. If we get to partner, great. That means I can show more people the joy of retro gaming and talk to more of you. And if not, then not. Yeah, it does stink. Dave used to hang out on IRC. Yep. You make all the names under Nick Conjurer. Yep. And he hasn't been on IRC in a long time. Well, if you do talk to Dave, give him my best. Tell him I hope MS is a really, really tough disease, man. I hope he's doing okay. All right, so a bunch of questions came up. I got asked why I call this Zophar's Realm. I got asked why I don't run Zophar's domain. And I got asked about Swamp Gas. So, this is what I will say. And we can go more in deep on this in Discord on this stuff. So, number 1, I have not talked to Swamp Gas in 22 years. My phone's always open to him if he wants to chat with me. Number 2, I call this Zophar's Realm to differentiate it from Zophar's domain. Because although I am the founder of Zophar's domain, I don't actually own Zophar's domain anymore. And the reason for that goes back to question number 1. The person that I transferred ownership to was Swamp Gas. He also no longer owns it either. A gentleman named Edman owns it now, who I haven't talked to in a long time, but he's a really awesome dude, and I would like to connect with him one of these days to catch up. And then the last question, why don't I run it anymore, goes back to what we were just talking to DC Bueller about, which is just to be honest, man, I got burned out. I was so let's see, I want to say in 2000, I would have been almost 20 years old, so 1920. And I was trying to get a career, and what was happening was monetizing back then was nothing like it is now. I actually think it's super easy to monetize now. I literally made an account on Twitch, I started streaming. You supported me, and boom, monetization. Like, and again, it's for fun. But back then, everything I had to find my own deal. So like I had to find a server. We moved web servers like 5 times in the time I ran Zophar's Domain. Ziplink, VoiceNet, Mystica, InterNexus, and the last one was ZTNet. And we had to pay for all of the server space for a while, like in the beginning. And then we worked out a deal with the last maintainer, which was on ZTNet, where we would run ads on the front page and on other pages of Zophar's Domain, and I would get a portion of the income, and the rest would go to the server to pay costs, as well as, you know, they're a business too. And so I would take that money, because I didn't feel right taking that money, and I gave it to the staff. So 90% of the money that I would get for Zophar's Domain, I would give back to all the people that worked on the website, all the people that did the news articles and maintained the sections and the save states and the movie archive and all of that stuff. So now I'm doing this. It's basically I'm going to school and then I'm going to college and I'm trying to go for computer science. I'm trying to go full time and I'm running Zophar's Domain 7 days a week. And I mentioned earlier that I never got Shining Force 3 because I literally had no time to play video games. Most of the time I ran Zophar's Domain, which sounds really crazy, but it's true. I spent all the time running and maintaining and directing and getting the name out there and mark all that stuff. And it got to the point where like I was spending 60 plus hours a week, more than that, on Zophar's Domain while trying to go to school, and it got to be too much. So then I thought, okay, I clearly can't do this anymore because my heart's just not in it, because it's crushing me now. Like it's just, because I'm very like, I don't know how to say this. I don't want to use the word controlling because that's the wrong word, but I'm very like hands-on. Like I like to know everything that's going on. I like to be able to say I want this done a certain way, and I like this, and you know we should do it this way. And when I ran it, like I had my vision, right? So what happened was I was like, obviously, if my heart's not in it, I can't do it. I gotta find someone that has the same drive to run it. That was Swamp Gas to me back then, my 19-year-old self, and it's what I did. And he got the website, he became the owner, and I walked away. And since that time, you know, he did what he did with it and ran it, and then he eventually passed it along to somebody else, and that's where we're at. So I know that was a very long answer. I hope that helps. I know that was a lot of information, but the bottom line was I left because of burnout. I handed it over to Swamp Gaz. I haven't talked to Swamp Gaz in over 22 years, and it's currently not owned by him. It's owned by Edman, who I haven't heard from in a few years. And now you know. And knowing is insert line here. All right, what did I miss? A lot of chatter. Dark Mech says in the ever popular "Are you using Zophar?"
Here we go.
Coffee Cup says, "My will tell everyone." Yes,
Next up, Zophar's Domain.
Dubious Hasbot Vaxxed. I hope I got your name right. Thank you so much for the follow and for joining the realm and the domain. Your support is greatly appreciated. And Darkmax, thank you for the super duper timely Now I Know 1,000 Silver redemption. Super Gear says, rebuy Zophar's Domain. How much for Zophar's Domain? That's a great question. I would say to that, I would need to get in contact with Edman, and I just don't know where he is right now. I don't know how to reach him. The only way I ever knew to reach him, honestly, was through Discord, and he just hasn't been there since I came back a few months ago, so I don't know at this time how to get a hold of him. You've gotten a lot since you started streaming, says the Real Canadian Rage. Yeah, Lunar is so much fun. Love this series. We're going to make the spiritual successor to Eye the Beholder 1 and 2 Love for Reals. It's awesome. Awesome. The communities are great. Yes, they are. Real Canadian Rage is getting caught up with Cobra. You wanted to helm the ship. Yep. DC Bueller wants to know why your animated emotes are showing. I see him. You've got the Pod Catch, the Pod Gnomes, the Pod Rowley, the DC Bueller ZZZ Gnomes. I'm seeing them all. Super Gear says, rebuy Zophar's Domain. Coffee Cup says, thank you so much for your contribution to the realm of retro game. I know I visit your site to learn for sure. I appreciate that, Coffee Cup Arcade. I really appreciate that. I had a lot of fun working on it. I don't want this to sound, by the way, like I didn't like Zophar's Domain. I loved working on it. Just those last few months were just... It was just so much work. It was so much work. And I needed to... Like, I thought my brain was going to break if I kept at the pace I was going. And again, I remember, too, that, like, the way that I would run the site, like, we were constantly round the clock doing news updates. Like, you could have a day where there were 6, 7, 8 updates on the site, and that was just constantly looking for news, constantly checking, emails and looking for, submissions. So, it was a lot to do, but it was I had a ton of fun. It was a blast running the site, and getting to talk to the emulation community. Appreciate the follow again, Dubious. Coffee Cup says, ask him, you'll buy it. If I can get a hold of him, I will ask him, Coffee Cup. CCA, good luck with the inquiry about Lunar. Yes, good luck, CCA. Seriously, let me know how you make out with that. If you still own ZD, could you use their contact us page? It's a good question. DC Bueller says, do you see how they look? I just see... Now they're moving. Pod is catching a... something. Is that a treat? Let me zoom in on this so I can see. Pod's catching a stick. And then here he's like chewing on a stick. And then here Pod's rolling around. Yeah, it's animated. They don't animate when floating across the screen. Yeah, the widget that I use to get them to go across the screen, they just don't animate. Like, I think that's just by design. I don't think that it's smart enough to, like, know how to animate them like this and in their current form. But they animate fine in chat. Maverick says, gotta do what I gotta do, keep your sanity. That's mental health's important, right? Coffee Cup says, that would be something. Your family's in the movie and rocket industry, so you might have to see him if he wants to invest in something small but fun. Might take you for a while to see him. Sure, Rice says, burnout can be real. Big reason you gotta take a break from game series. Exactly. Sometimes you gotta take a break, I just happened to take a 20+ year break. Maverick started streaming on here back in the JTV days, and like you with the website got to be too much. Yup. Sounds like an alligator filled. Super Gear says ZD's being updated again. Yeah, so I'll tell you how that happened. One thing that I did retain, Super Gear, is I have the ability to submit news to Zophar's Domain. So Edman gave me that ability years ago. I can't put it on there, but I can write an article and submit it. And then all someone has to do, the current maintainers, of whom Ice Queen Zero, who comes in here a lot, is one of them, all they have to do is click approve, and the article will go up there. So, I can't say this for sure, but I don't know if my being, like, dabbling around there and dropping by is inspiring. I don't know. I would say, though, that it definitely... People tell me it was dormant for a very, very long time, so... It's good to know that, there are updates going on there again. But like I said, I would love to talk to Edman. Ed was good to me, and, I'd love to catch up with him. Thanks, Auto Retro. I appreciate that. Multiplayer's gonna go grab a few more beers from the liquor store. Talk to you later. Cool. Well, let's keep going here, Chad. I'm sorry, we're totally, not playing Lunar at the moment. Borgen's men left here a while ago, Lamina. You'd better hurry to the mansion. I'm worried about what Borgen may have done to your mother. I know. What if we try to go down here? So wait, all you have to do is go to the trial cave and then the guards don't block you anymore? Interesting. Okay, well, that works. Let's go look around. Your family built the Millennium Falcon used on Solo? Really? That's awesome. Yeah, Coffee Cup, I'd love to see that. Ah, welcome, travelers. Welcome to our city, a place rich in tradition and culture. Have you come to stay in our fair city? I can make you a deal on renting a room. The only thing we have to show visitors in Bane is our historical sites. There's really not much else to do in this town. Feel sorry for the young ones. Hey, miss, have a little faith. I'll revive the Magic Guild soon. When that happens, people will be coming from all over to see this place. Well, cool. See, Lamina wants to revive things too. Everything's retro, chat. Everything old is new again. The fact that you're in line to do a Mickey Mouse voice pretty much suggested you've got some connections and talent in your bloodline. You're just happy to see someone streaming Lunar again. Me too, Maverick. I'm glad to be streaming it. Hang on 1 second here, chat. I apologize. I'll be back in just a second. Don't change that channel. We back. We back. Thanks for your patience, chat. The tourist trap of the new tourist trap of Lunar for reals. Retro is definitely getting serious muscle the last 2 years. Oh, absolutely. Dark Mex would like to see this book made in a miniseries, The Courtship of Princess Leia, but it's part of the legend, so like never be seen. Yeah. Yep. Hey there, kiddo. How's the money collection for Vane's future going? Sorry, no time to talk. My mother's in big trouble. Sorry, gotta run. Oops, I went too fast. You're bound to end up just like General Leo, scrubbing toilets for a living. Silly. Lord Leo doesn't scrub toilets. What are you on? I didn't say Lord Leo, stupid. I said General Leo. You know, the washed-up has-been entertainment refugee. With a limited and very repetitive vocabulary. And scrubbing toilets is the perfect job for that, loser. What? No, I think licking the age-old muck from gutters would be more his speed. What are we talking about here? Why do you keep trying to return Vane to its former glory? It'll never happen. So who's General Leo? I should know this reference because I was around in the 90s, but I don't. You also helped Steven Spielberg design and build the GameWorks arcade in Las Vegas. Coffee Cup Arcade, you sure have done a lot of interesting things. How did you get so lucky to be able to do all of that? Hey Lamina, who are these people with you? These are members of my new magic guild. Really? This is news to me. We just apparently became honorary members of the Magic Guild of Vane, my friends. Thanks, Coffee Cup Arcade. Oh, is it General Leo from FF6? Is that what they're saying? I remember General Leo. And this would have come out a year or two after Final Fantasy VI, so yeah, maybe that is the reference. That's funny. Yes, I do remember that Maverick Kanissa. But for some reason I didn't connect the General Leo just now, so yeah, it's gotta be. It's gotta be Leo from Final Fantasy. We just moved here from Azado, but I already have a lot of friends. We're going over to the library to play later. Wanna come? Sorry, I can't talk right now. my friends are at the library. We're gonna play Lance the Librarian. That's really fun. Lance the Librarian. Okie dokie. I brought my grandson here to escape the trouble they were having in Azado. This town is filled with good people that really care about each other. Thought it would be a good place to bring him up. Well, that's nice, but you should be paying rent. My mother's too nice. She lets people live here for free. You've been in the games industry since 1989. You've worked all facets of the industry. You even organized Atari's conventions in Las Vegas, and you have the world record on Tempest 2000 on the Jaguar. That is awesome. That is awesome, Coffee Cup Arcade. All I've got is, I made a website. I came in the top 100 of a Shining Wisdom speedrunning contest. And I did get a postcard back from Mark Summers, who used to run Double Dare on Nickelodeon, telling me that I couldn't be on Double Dare. That's all I got. That's about it, chat. That's awesome, though, Coffee Cup. Hi, Lamina. How's the work on the Magic Guild going? It's gone pretty well. Got any more silver pop-tops to donate? Apparently that was a thing, too. Lamina, you're back. Show me one of your magic tricks, please. Well, I have a special one I've been saving. It'll only cost... Don't tell me you're going to charge a kid to see one of your cheap tricks. As I was about to say, it'll only cost you a big smile. How about it? I'm sure that's what she was about to say. Lamina, why are you the only member of the Magic Guild? Because qualifications are quite strict. In fact, it's so strict that no one else is qualified to get in. Maybe you will someday. Good day, Lamina. Beth has been waiting patiently for your return. She wants to see a trick. She's been talking my ears off about how great your tricks are. Well, it's nice to know I have a fan in the next generation. History speaks of a time when Vane flowed with magic and floated in the skies. Nowadays, there's nothing left around here to remind us of that time. But maybe the books in the library. Those things are falling apart. Yeah, that'll happen to books over time. Oops. Can we go in here? You cheated! You made yourself a rotary control for the Jaguar so you could play Tempest 2K properly, and you destroyed everyone in the game. Nice. Later you auctioned off the one-of-a-kind Jaguar rotary controller for charity for $1,800, which went to cancer research. Very nice. Ancient Festivals Volume 1. Festivals for the goddess Althena were not uncommon in the early days of Lunar. Most featured elaborate dances as well as singing in the goddess's honor. That sounds like fun. I want to revive that tradition. The Blue Star. Legends and Lore. Your coding skills stopped developing on the TRS-80. Yeah, I remember those days. A dial is the only way to play Tempest or a mouse in a pinch. The blue star that shines in the sky above our world is our original home. Our ancestors were guided to this land from the blue star by the goddess Althena. Dragon Master History Volume 1. The most popular Dragon Masters in history were Cyclone Zeon, from Shining Force, Iron Fist Loka, Dyne, and the last Dragon Master, Alex. I think I like Alex best. What about you, Hero? I like the Zeon one. Magic Emperor Galleon. Galleon, one of the original 4 heroes, had very strong and unusual magic power. He used his power to take control of the goddess. Because of him, the land was plunged into an evil pit of darkness. If it were not for Dragon Master Alex, Galleon would have destroyed the world. But he didn't. Understanding Magic Volume 1. Magic requires great powers of concentration. To develop these skills, try this. Eat 2 boxes of laxatives and concentrate on not using the bathroom. Oh my god. Passing this test means not using the bathroom for 180 minutes. It's much harder than it sounds. Basic Magic Volume 2, things that go pop. History of Vane Volume 1. Long ago, Vane was a great city. Only those blessed with magic could live there. The Magic Guild of Vane was the most powerful influence in the known world. The final Dragon Master. The last Dragon Master of this world was a boy called Alex. He married the human form of the goddess Althena and they lived a long time. History of Vane Volume 2. Vane once floated in the sky around Althena's tower. However, Luna blasted it down while under the control of the Magic Emperor. Hero, I never thought you were the type to go for a 5-finger discount. Get away from those. That's the special treasure of Vane. No, we can't look at that book. What color is love? What time is passion? Where is my heart? Show me these things, O goddess beautiful and true. Oh no, what is my poem doing out like that? Don't read any more. Basic Magic Volume 1. Piffs and Poofs. Oh, we're getting good piffs and good poofs. Who wouldn't be able to make a piff? This must be some kind of baby book. It has been many centuries since Althena has come to us in human form. Does she trust that we have become self-sufficient? Or have we been simply abandoned? We know the answer to that, now don't we, hero? Yeah, we do. Common Sense by Miria. A person's worth is determined not by their individual wealth, by the sum total of their hopes, their dreams, and their actions. You know, books are the greatest asset we have. Through them, we can travel to the ancient past or the distant future. The Legend of Althena, Volume 2. Many years have passed since the goddess was born into this world as a human. It seems to be an indication that she believes our world is at peace. Understanding Magic Volume 8, Love Potion number 9. Hero, I think you may have read this book. Oh, Hero, don't be shy, you little devil. 1001 Ways to Skin a Cat, Volume 1, Cafe Traditions. What is a book like that doing here? I think I'm gonna be sick. Listen, Ruby is not a cat. She's a baby red dragon. A Sealed City, Volume 1. There is a holy city across the sea where only special people can live. The evil has been sealed within its walls, never to be unleashed again. Understanding Magic Volume 6, Training Pets with Shocks. Hey Chief, why not borrow this book? Bet you'd have Ruby whipped into shape in no time. I'll show you whipped into shape, you big idiot.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Dark Max, for the good night, everybody. The Blue Star Volume 2. Some say that the strange lights seen in the sky are visitors from the Blue Star. What? Yeah, exactly. Making order out of this mess of books is tough. That's my job, so I have to try to keep things straightened up. I'm reading every book in this library so I can become a great scholar. That's what scholars do, you know, read books and talk about what they've read. Sounds like just the job for me. This library used to be for magicians only. Previous premier of the Magic Guild, Miria, made it a public library. Now anyone can use it. Frankly, I think it's much better. Can't read that one? How about this one? Lunar and the Blue Star, past, present, and future. The history of the Blue Star is the history of war. People destroyed the only home they ever knew. Exactly, Maverick and Nissa. I actually made the same. So the other night, I don't know if any of you were on, but someone said good night, everybody, and I was like, oh, have a good night, and I think it was Dark Max actually, and they're like, no, it's from Animaniacs, and I was like, oh, right. So by popular demand, turned it into a redemption. Then the goddess Althena brought a select few to populate Lunar. Hero, this is a very old book. It's in really bad shape. The Blue Star Volume 1. There is a way to travel to the Blue Star, but no one has uncovered the method. Exactly. It is rumored that it involves the Star Tower. How to win at games of chance. Don't play. That's good advice. What the hell kind of advice is that? I play all the time and always win. Yeah, because you have loaded dice. Insomnia Solutions Volume 4. That's in tire irons. I mean, that'll work. Sure, I got an orange tabby recently and wound up naming her Ruby. Oh, Sassy's her namesake. You're starting to wonder if you know the guy that coded Epic Mickey. After you read a lewd line from the game. Yeah, exactly. The future of each man lies in his own hand. Reach out and command your destiny. Basic Magic Volume 3. Killing Barney made easy. Oh no. Hallelujah, it's about time someone wrote this book. Let's borrow it. See, the Barney reference I remember. Inspirations Volume 2. See a penny, pick it up. All day long you'll have good bow regularity. What? 101 pickup lines. Guaranteed to make the grade Volume 1. Here, let's move on, okay? Oh, that would have been fun. All my friends will be here soon. I think we're playing Dewey Decimal Ditch today. I love playing in the library. It's so much fun. Didn't your parents teach you that a library is not the place for fun and games? Then what's it for? Can't read that book? Nope. Big Businesses. This is my favorite book. The author's a former orphan. She became a successful businesswoman against all odds. So inspiring. What was it called? Big Businesses for Small Broads. Oh. Magic Theory Advanced Edition. An in-depth exploration of the mechanics and motion of spectacular magic. I think this volume is beyond your understanding. Let's try another. 101 Path to Success Volume 5. Devious Tricks. I like some of the things in this book, although it does go too far sometimes. Magic vs. Karate, Comparison
Secure all
Volume 1.
positions. Here we go.
Charge!
Full ahead. Next stop, Zophar's domain.
DaveBot82, thank you so much for the follow and for joining the realm and the domain. Your support is greatly appreciated. You think you've lost me totally in the zone? Wait a minute. Fun fact, your parents once told you... Oh, let me read this. What'd I miss? Your parents once told you that stop playing games because they were a waste of time. A few years later, you were showing them the retail copy of Blade Runner which you helped create for PC, and they literally said they were sorry. That is a fun fact. Exactly, the game can't play itself. I don't quite agree with all this book says, but it does make some fine points. What is... Much more elegant than karate. Oh, I get it now. Oh, can we take the treasure chest? What are you doing? Get away from my treasure box of Simpson. That's off limits. Nope. Still can't take the treasure in vain. Lamina's books rental rates. All books owned by Lamina shall be only available by rental at the price of 100 silver. Oh, don't mind that price list. I'll let you guys read my books for free. Oh, so nice. Deceit in the Sky, the true story of the Vane Magic Guild scandal. This book is fascinating. Details all the things that brought Vane down. Once I started reading it, I couldn't put it down. A Woman's Guide to Recycling, Volume 6, 101 Uses for Feminine Pads. Oh dear. This book's a complete waste of paper. I should recycle it. Inspirations, Volume 3. A heart full of love warms the lives of those it touches. That is inspiration. Alright, well that was a fun little romp in the Magic Guild of Vane library. Now where do we go? I've gone to the library later to play ditch with my friends. Hey there, the library is not a playground. Does your mother know about this? Yes, working designs, interesting translations for sure. Vane is not a bad city, it's just that nothing much happens here anymore. I'm thinking of moving to a big city like Maribia where there's more going on. Can you go step in here now? Nope. Some strangely dressed people went into the guild mansion a while ago. Talk about weird, their leader was a Jenny Craig nightmare client. Oh god. I'm from out of town, but I sure hope all the people here don't look like that. Oh my god. Working designs, what have you done? Morgan appeared, I messed up. Morgan appeared suddenly by using the magic of transfer. Yeah, I did too when I was 15. It really surprised me. All of a sudden, this huge mass appeared behind me. Can't believe he had the nerve to transfer right into the midst of our city. Yeah, me neither. Oh, sweet. Weapons and armor. Sweet. Let's go get some, chat. Yeah, some of it was very strange, and some of it would never fly today. And every now and then it will say something that's just even too much for me to read on Twitch. My protective items work equally well on magician and layman alike. Try one. Alright, first thing we gotta do is make sure Hero can take stuff. So we'll move this herb to Ronfar. And we'll move the white dragon wings to... Can we ruby these? Yeah. Okay, now we can buy stuff. Knight armor, we're good. Graceful dress, we're good. Battle dress, we will buy. Let's see. 46 to 52. 111 to 116. A little less agility, but everything else is better, so put that. That's good. That's good. That's good. Oh, we gotta buy steel bracelets. That'll give everyone, what, 3 more defense? Yep. We're good on the iron helm. We need a pink bow for Lamina. And now we can sell stuff. Nope. We'll sell the graceful dress, we'll sell the iron bracelet, and we'll do the same thing here. We'll sell the headband, the iron bracelet. I don't think we need that bow anymore. Right? Yeah, because it was the same bow anyway. Alright. Do a little savey save. Now we'll go to the weapon shop. We have a multitude of weapons for the magically challenged. Flame saber, we're good. Platinum scimitar. We should probably hang on to the flame saber to cast flame spells when we need it, but we will buy the platinum scimitar. Boom. Battle hammer, we're good. Iron mace, yeah, well, Only one attack, but what an attack. Let's buy it. Last fan, we're good. Thunderstaff. Makes her worse. But it does give you magic, so we should buy it for it. And then Mystic Bow, we're good, I think. Oh, Ronfar can use it? I didn't know that. It's Ruby and Herb. Oops. And we will sell the Battle Hammer and the Iron Bracelet. And I am curious to see what that bow would have done, because we had that. Nah, it would have made it worse anyway. Alright, I think that's everything we can do here. Thanks, come again. Do a little savey save. Some of it was just weird. Their cringe factor, yes, it was off the charts. You do have to say it's nice to chill and watch this. However, you've been down with the sickness all week. Glad to be on the mend. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that too. I also was sick up until Monday, and now all I have left is some congestion. So I hope you stay on the mend. So far, equip the bow! And my dog is trying to signal something to me. What are you signaling, Zoe? Do you all want to see my dog? I've never shown my dog on stream before. Except for like her nose while playing Gabriel Knight. Let me see if I can show you. Zoe, say hi. What a good doggy. That's a good doodle. What a good dog I have. What a good Zoe. Oh, you're so cute. You're such a good dog. What are you trying to tell me, Zoe? What are you trying to tell me? Oh, she might have to go potty. Do you have to go potty, Zoe? Is that what you're trying to tell me? You have to go potty? Alright, give me a minute, Zoe. Well, it is about 5 o'clock, which is when I usually end my streams on Mondays. So, chat, if it's okay with all of you, I think this is the point where we are going to